Testing. One, two, three.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, I'm so familiar with those problems. I understand and
That's
sympathize.
everyone's.
Check,
Yeah.
check, check, check. All right, there you go. Perfect. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all doing well. My name is D'Angelo Murillo, and welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade with these wonderful, beautiful people. Before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and honor the cast by going around the room and having everyone introduce themselves. So starting off, we're going to go with Liz, aka Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm the underscore Lozelda in pretty much all corners of the internet. If you're into tabletop games, I'm also Long Dog Dice in places. I make dice, so that's where you can find me in all of the things. Yeah, and I will be playing Liz tonight, and I'm super excited for you to all meet her.
Amazing. And then going over to the most experienced in TTRPGs of all of us, Nightshade Grim.
Oh yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Nightshade Grim. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, whatever you use as platforms. And I'm very excited. I'm going to be playing Vera, and also extremely nervous, but I'm excited. We'll see how this goes.
Amazing. All right, cool. And then yes, going over to Benji, aka Chance47.
Yeah, I am Benji. You can find me on the interwebs at Chance47 at pretty much all of the sites. And tonight I will be playing Blue, your favorite member of the ministry.
Amazing. And then I think the first ever mystery character I've ever played with, so that's like really cool. And then DJ Lincoln Zelda, aka Ryan Omega.
Hi, I'm Ryan Omega. My pronouns are he, him. I only just recently decided in the last couple of minutes that DJ Lincoln Zelda's pronouns are any. So just make a note of that. I am a host, MC, project manager, and experience designer, which is a fancy way of saying I make LARPs.
Amazing. It's so good. I'm a professional storyteller, which is a professional GM. I play games for a living. It was good. So amazing. So tonight we're going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade, and I believe that two of the four of you guys are actually experienced with VTM. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right, cool. And then the other two are not as familiar, so that's okay. This is a warm and safe environment, so that way, if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to ask, because one of us will probably have the answer to everything. And yeah, so it should be really cool. So for anyone out there who's never experienced Vampire the Masquerade or anything, you should know that it is a game of vampires, clearly. So based on vampire lore, vampires cannot go out at daytime. They only drink blood, and so on and so forth. So in Vampire the Masquerade, in this particular setting, they are in Phoenix, Arizona, which is a territory, fifth largest city in the United States, and a lot goes on here. A lot of drama, good, bad, otherwise, and all kind of stuff. And in the middle of all this is this coterie, this group of vampires that have come from all sort of walks of unlife and have gathered together to participate in this specific sort of mission tonight. So as a backstory for you guys, about 6 months ago, half a year, you guys were living your unlife, and every month you have to pay rent to your territory by paying your dues. You get summoned by the sheriff, they give you an assignment, you go and do that assignment, and you go to do whatever you want to for the rest of the month, with your vampire life. So in this particular night for 6 months ago, you guys were told that it's an emergency situation. The prince is going out of town to handle a political situation with another territory, and they need you to watch her cat, Mr. Fluffybottom. And it was just for a weekend, just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's it. You guys are all four competent, capable vampires. And on the first night, great. Second night, went well. And the third night, it got lost and got out. It went through the whole entire territory. Vampires were searching high and low for this small, tiny little cat, and sure enough, thankfully they found them. And that because they found them, it meant that you guys get to live essentially. If they got lost permanently, you probably would have met the final death and kissed the sun, for lack of a better term. And but because you got to live, you now have to pay even more dues. So every month, instead of just paying, doing one task for the territory, you had to do like 5. So almost every week you had to go and do something for your territory and help out scouting, helping out with deliveries, escorting, whatever the case might be, just to make sure that everything's taken care of. And finally, after 6 months of hard work, you have your last due to pay before you go back to being just a normal kindred within the territory and go back to monthly sort of payments. And you enter into the Crescent Ballroom, which is in downtown Phoenix. It's a lively sort of music venue / restaurant, as there's a ska band playing, and there's a bunch of, youths that are out there kind of like, dancing the night away and eating and all that kind of stuff. And unbeknownst to them, that on the second floor of this establishment is the sheriff's office that handles the enforcement of the law within this territory for Vampire Society. And you are ascending the sort of steps to head up there. Actually, sorry, but we'll go back a little bit. So you guys get into the first floor of this. You find a table, and one by one, you begin to all show up. Who amongst you do you feel like would show up first? And who would show up last, in your opinion?
I think DJ Lincoln would show up last.
Fashionably late, yeah. Even for the sheriff, yeah.
I think Blue would show up first, probably. Kind of lives by that early is on time is late sort of mentality.
I
Sure.
think Liz is probably not too far behind Blue.
I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I got distracted by something. So I got there a little bit later than I was supposed to, but not the last.
Amazing. Driving on the freeway, get a vision, and it's just like, yeah. So amazing. So, perfect. What we're going to do is one by one, we're going to have you guys introduce your characters. So, Blue, since you said you would get there first, go ahead and introduce who Blue is and your physical descriptions and any background story you'd like to share.
Yeah, Blue is a member of the clan The Ministry. He is a publicist and PR maven. He's about 5'9", 5'10", and he's goes by Blue appropriately so because everything about him is the color blue. He's wearing dark blue jeans, light blue dress shirt, dark blue blazer. He's got a blue mohawk that's all of these different swirling colors, and sunglasses. He always has sunglasses on, even inside at night. And he is a PR rep. He's represented celebrities in Phoenix, athletes in Phoenix, and his career's kind of taken a little dip as his status in the Camarilla has taken a little dip, what with the Princess Fluffy Bottom shenanigans that has happened. And so he's desperately trying to claw his way back up into the high status.
Amazing. And then I think it was Vera next.
Vera, wow. So I would say she was a 5'7", very lesbian detective. She had her undercut, the little bit of the long hair on the top, wears black all the time, boots, usually Doc Martens, because, just like me, I love those boots. They're the most comfortable. So that's my description of Vera.
Perfect. Okay, good. And then going over to Liz.
Liz is a solid 6 foot, long hair, very, very similar to what I've got going on here. Long hair, usually done up over her shoulder, dark shirt, dark leather jacket, black jeans, and a black kind of like laced up combat boot kind of thing, just to give her another extra inch or two, just for good measure. And when she's not on the errands for the territory, she is a stunt woman in film and whatnot, but also fancies herself a bit of a content creator, and that's what she'd really rather be known for. And this whole vampire business is just kind of like really irritating to deal with around the focus on my channel, and I'm very upset about it, but we're doing what we can with it, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
And do you have any points in fame? It should be on your second character sheet, or second sheet, I think.
What am I looking at?
It should be merits, backgrounds, advantages, and it'll be
Is it Bane?
Fame.
Fame. No, I do not.
Okay, so when it comes to content creation, not many people know you.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
You're a vampire with a channel of like 47 followers, and
yeah,
yeah.
which like, hey, everybody's got to start somewhere.
That's
And
true. Very true.
once I'm not running so many errands, I'll have more time to
Yeah,
dedicate to it.
exactly. Yeah. And then perfect. And then what about DJ Lincoln Zelda?
Hey, DJ Lincoln Zelda is 5'11", skinny. If he were mortal, he just needs to eat something. He is dressed pretty much the way I am dressed, and he always either has glasses or something in his ears. And as he walks in, you just hear him go, "Boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats," and just kind of nodding to the music and that he's making in his head, and then the waves to the table. Uh, Kind of shrugs himself because he does have a fame of two, because he just wants to deal with the sheriff and not really want to talk to anybody, and just makes an excuse to head straight to Blue because it looks like he has an appointment.
Amazing. And that's a great segue. So, how do you guys feel about one another? Now, being a coterie means that you guys know that you can rely on each other more than any other vampires within this territory, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you like one another. So, is this an ally of convenience situation, or is it actual friendship? And how do you guys feel about all that?
Lou wants DJ Lincoln Zelda as a client, and I think they've been under some back and forth negotiations, a little verbal sparring, a little push pull, but it still hasn't sealed the deal quite yet. And honestly, Vera and Liz are great. They get the job done. I'm sure they have interesting lives, but I really can't be bothered.
6 months, you still haven't subscribed to Liz's channel yet, and then like,
I told her.
And Liz knows.
Yeah, I told her I have. I totally subscribed.
amazing. And then Vera. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I was like, I think Liz is firmly in this works out nicely because Liz knows that she's good at what she does and she's not good at what she doesn't do. And this group fills in the rest of those gaps. So it's an effective group, and she understands that, you don't necessarily have to work with people you like. You have to work with people you can depend on to get stuff done.
Amazing. And then how does Vera feel about everyone?
Well, as far as I would say, Vera feels that, I'm here for work and not play, but I tolerate everyone. I can handle, being friendly, but I'm not here to make friends. So
Amazing.
that's Vera.
And then what about DJ Lincoln?
So DJ Lincoln looks at Blue and thinks, "Wow, you are trying way too hard. I just wish you could relax a little bit. You're not unattractive. You're just trying too hard." And then Liz, he's at least subscribed to Liz's stuff. He doesn't watch it all the time, but he's curious to see where Liz will go. It's like, all right, well, I'll give this a shot. And then Vera, sort of like okay, you are at least, obviously queer, so I know we could be friends. He just hasn't figured out how to talk to them yet. And it's like, I want to get to know you, but I don't know what it is. So I'm not comfortable, so I'm just going to be back here listening to music.
Sure. And do you have any points? Or does anyone have any points in fame?
Two points.
Okay. Yeah. When you walk in, people know who you are, and they immediately take out their phones and begin to take photos, ask you for selfies, and all that kind of stuff. And
Liz is quietly seething.
Exactly. Yeah. You get in the picture as well, and then try to you're like.
I think DJ Lincoln sees Liz and tried to get into selfie, and he just kind of pulls her in, almost like, "Oh my God, Liz, you're here!" And then just make sure that he's not alone.
Amazing.
He's not alone. It's like, all right.
Out of courtesy, she does squat a little bit so she's not taller than you. When you pull her into the photo, she's at least gets down to same level.
Yeah, you gotta yeah, amazing. So that is incredible. So you guys have all met up. It's probably been maybe, honestly, just a week since you've been doing back-to-back sort of missions, once a week essentially. So you haven't. It hasn't been a long time since you've seen each other. So is there anything you'd like to say on the eve of this night that you know, or not the eve, but like this night that you know that like this is it. After this, you don't have to see each other again. You can go ahead and go off into your separate corners of the territory and do your thing.
I think Blue knowing that, and knowing that this is an opportunity, or this could be a moment where he loses a potential client, he's like, well, everyone, listen, after we finish this gig, I know we'll go our own separate ways, but I'd really like to keep in touch, keep abreast of what everyone's doing. You know, DJ, I'll check out your shows. Still, the offer stands. I can represent you. You need my talents.
Do I?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Take one point of superficial emotional damage.
Yep, I just took willpower damage.
Listen, I'm willing to be convinced. You just need to relax a little bit. Isn't some of the group that you're known for just known to just be a little chill? I mean, like, take a look at Liz. Take a look at Vera. Like, they're chill.
They're chill. You're
Yeah.
chill. My clients are chill.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get to where I am by being chill.
Okay. Prove it.
Vera, at this time, you begin to feel that there is a premonition coming. Now, as premonitions arrive, what happens is that you go unconscious, essentially. You just fall into a sort of you just faint, essentially, for 10 minutes, and then you wake up. So what that means is that you'll be out of the scene for a little bit, but you will get a vision of the future. Now, if you don't want it right now, if it's too inconvenient, you can always bypass it and say, like, no, I'm not going to get a glimpse of the future right now. I'm going to go ahead and stay in the scene. So would you like to accept it, or would you like to reject it?
I like to accept it.
Sure. So, and you guys have been, it's 6 months you've been with Vera. So you know that Vera sometimes just collapses, you know, and then you guys have to like put a fireman carrier over to wherever it might be. So in this time, the world around you falls away as like, DJ Link and Zelda and also Blue are going back and forth. You know, Liz is checking their social media constantly and everything like that. And everything's sort of happening around you guys. And suddenly the sights, the sounds, everything grows so distant and you just white out. As color comes back into your sort of vision, you see that there are fragments of what could be, what have happened, and what, you know, is going on currently. And one of the things you see is that you are in a hallway with your coterie as you have this package in hand that apparently has something to do with tonight. And you get over to the door, and before you can actually knock on the door, you hear raised voices. And they're not like just argument, they're kind of like violent voices between two women. And you hear the crashing of glass, and you hear the sounds of like, you know, chairs being toppled and all that kind of stuff, and it seems very intense as these two women are sort of like just yelling at one another, and that is the vision that you get from this. And so going back to the group, you notice that Vera is starting to sway a little bit and is ultimately going to fall over. Does anyone catch them, or do you just watch as she?
I feel like
Liz.
that's Liz's. Yeah, I'm scrolling with this hand. I just put my hand out so that way when she falls backwards, it just like is onto my arm, and then I just lean her forward onto the table, like keep my hand on her back so she doesn't fall over while I'm still scrolling.
Amazing, yeah. Take her phone,
Lincoln?
have her follow you on all social
Yeah.
media.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah. Lincoln's gonna order a drink and just put it in Vera's hand so that if she passes out, we know why.
Yeah, there you go. Amazing. So you all watch as Vera falls into this sort of premonition. You know what's going on. She explains it to you. She has visions of the future. Sometimes they're accurate, sometimes they're not, but that's Malkavians. Any reaction to this?
Big audible sigh. Oh, God, please let it be a good one.
Classic Vera. And amazing. So at this time, Liz, you feel a slight bump go into you. As you look over, you see that there is a woman that's about like 5'7" or so. She's pretty slender, and she is in like a cocktail dress and all that kind of stuff. And she accidentally bumps into you. It's a pretty rough sort of bump. And she just goes to you and apologizes immediately. And goes like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry for that. You look great. Let me buy you your next drink. I am so sorry." As like some of her drink got onto you, but it's nothing too crazy at all. Any reaction? Do you kill her or?
It's a little early for me to jump straight to that.
Yes.
Come check
Just
check
gotta
on it. Check in an hour. I feel like the scrolling stops and I turn to look at whatever spilled on me. And then I'm going to look at this tiny person and just give, like, still the head down, but just the eyes up look, like, just. I'd watch where I'm going if I were you.
So this is a great point. So at this, you do have an ability, I believe, called Daunt under Presence.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. So what that means is that you can activate this ability. It's free, so you can make people abnormally threatened by you, feel filled with dread. They can't even meet your eyesight. They're like, they know you're a predator and they don't know why, but they can't help but cower and then ultimately, scurry away from you. Do you want to activate this ability or do you want to leave it be?
I'm gonna leave it be for right now.
Sure.
If she comes back.
Dun, dun. Yeah, there you go. So that's fine. She goes about her business. She does buy your next drink, which, unbeknownst to her, is probably with blood wine and all that kind of stuff, as you all have access to that, because this is a kindred-owned facility. So they do serve kindred blood here. And yeah, so anything you'd like to discuss before you have to head upstairs, as the time is growing short, and you probably have about 3 minutes before you got to go and meet the sheriff.
Does Vera get back up or
Not yet.
not yet?
Yeah.
I'm definitely timing and being like, all right, we got 3 minutes. It's like, I'm gonna have to carry her. It's fine.
All right. Well, we'll just make sure we order drinks so that if she keeps passing out, that there's a reason.
I just need someone else to look like they're helping carry her, so we can do like the drunk walk thing. If I put her over my shoulder, there's gonna be a lot of questions.
There's nothing wrong with being a strong woman.
I know that. It's still a little early for her to be like that
I've got you
drunk. So
covered.
this is for everybody else's thing. I'll do all the supporting. I just need someone else to play the part. So thanks.
Amazing. And with that, anything else before you head upstairs? All right. So in this time, you take Vera's body, lug it over your shoulder, and then head upstairs. Everyone sort of gets out of your way with your passive sort of daunts as they all kind of the seas part. And you make your way up. In the back of this facility, the kitchen have staff that know they're trained, they're paid not to look at who goes up and down the stairs and all that kind of stuff. They just work hard on your fulfilling orders and everything like that. And unbeknownst to the first floor, the second floor is filled with vampires. As there's deputies, there's sheriffs, there's a huge board with various things happening in the territory. Turf wars, wanted figures, all this sort of stuff that's happening. And you see there are a bunch of Nosferatu that are up here. Nosferatu are a clan of vampires that are the ones that look monstrous. They have sort of like sagging skin, they like noses falling off, they have pointed ears, elongated, sharp, like thin teeth, and all that sort of stuff. They immediately look like monsters or something's wrong with them. And at this time, Vera, you will wake up in the middle of this staircase as you're heading up. So you look around and you see the classic sight of the floor, moving as you're being carried by Liz and everything. And you get to this place. As you close the doors behind you, the sound of the ska band playing and everyone sort of cheering and talking is drowned out by this sort of like soundproof door. Anything you like to say as you know that Vera is awake before you get to the sheriff?
I just huh? Huh?
Can you put
Could
me
be
down?
sideways.
Yes.
Amazing. Imagine you invest in like a baby Bjorn and just put Vera in there.
Just swaddle her.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Like I need to get down. It was interesting. Don't understand much of it, but we got something. Something's better than nothing, I guess.
Do we have something that didn't really sound like something? I don't. Anything here somewhere else? I don't know.
It definitely, I think it wasn't here.
Okay.
actually.
Absolutely was not here. It looked like it
Yeah.
was an apartment complex, like hallway maybe, a lot of doors, a lot of unit numbers, and all kind of stuff. Maybe a hotel. You're uncertain.
Yeah, uncertain. But
Great.
it'll happen eventually.
Perfect.
And
Love that.
do you explain what happens, or do you kind of leave it close to your chest?
um, I can talk about it, I guess. Just heard a lot of commotion coming through a door, some glass breaking, some yelling. If I remember correctly, it was two women fighting. So that's what my premonition was about.
Okay.
No cats.
No cats.
Thank God.
Amazing. And at this time, that is when the sheriff actually comes out of her office and looks to you guys. Like many sort of Nosferatu, she has sort of like a disfigured sort of face and all that kind of stuff, a bald sort of head, and keeps it mostly clothed and everything. And she has like sort of a hood on for her sort of outfit, and she kind of calls you over and she's like, all right, you guys, let's go ahead and get your final mission taken care of, as you know everyone in this place by this point because you're here every single week and all that. So everyone gives you guys kind of like a clap and a round of applause and be like, your final night, good job, and then like just don't mess up anymore, and then maybe you'll be able to live your entire life, you know, out without having to be here, as they're all just cheering. And any witty responses, or do you just walk into the sheriff's office?
DJ just slow claps.
Amazing. So, and this time you get to the sheriff's office. She closes the door behind you and goes, all right, guys. Admittedly, you know, it wasn't the worst thing in the world to get to spend time with you guys for the last 6 months. You've completed every single request that we've given you, even the hard ones, even when things got a little rough. You guys handled it with efficiency, and I got to say thank you for what you've done to the territory. You've helped me out a lot, and I will miss you guys being here. If you ever want to be deputies, let me know, because I'm down to have you guys, you know, help me out further. But
Oh, thank you. Absolutely not. No.
I have to ask, as she goes,
Hmm.
so for to
I'll think about it.
like, perfect. Like I we could use your abilities. And does anyone have sense the unseen here?
What a horrifying question to ask us. No.
All right. Don't even worry about it. There's no reason I asked.
Oh.
So in this time, what happens is that you end up seeing that there's a package rather large, sort of on her desk. It seems to be wrapped as a sort of present of something. It's a medium-sized package, nothing too crazy or anything like that. And she goes, all right, so I'm going to let you guys off easy tonight. All you have to do is go across town and deliver this birthday present that I'm going to give to a friend of mine. Her name is Melissa Hart. Here are the details. That she hands you a folder over with MapQuest directions and like photos and all this sort of stuff. Now, one thing about the Camarilla is that they actually don't like technology. Technology can be used to find things on the internet that they're not supposed to be found, and specifically, government agencies who hunt the supernatural can locate kindred in areas if they're caught on camera, if there's like, you know, all that sort of stuff and everything like that. So they don't usually use technology. So she hands you a folder with, you know, a bunch of photos and information in here. Who amongst you will look at the folder? Okay, cool. Anyone who would like to can do a wits and investigation if you want to deep dive into it. So, as a reminder, you're going to look at the dots for wits, you're going to look at the dots for investigation, and that is your dice pool, and you're going to roll it. And one of those dice in there will be your hunger die, and that does special things depending on what it is. And for this one, you're going to need 2 successes to succeed.
Two successes.
So you got 2, perfect.
I will also roll for investigation.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, 2 successes. Yes.
Okay. And successes are 6 and above. If you get 2 10s in your dice pool, that is something special. So let me know when that happens. And
3 successes.
3, okay. And then for Vera, since you're using the digital roller, you're going to see onks, and those represent successes. But if they have onks and 2 stars, that is like a 10. So if you have 2 10s, let me know. Or I think it also will tell you that it's like a...
So on the dice roller, you want me to put? Hold on a sec.
Yeah.
So dice pool.
Yeah. So on your character sheet, if you want to roll for this, if you don't, that's totally okay.
Oh, we can.
You're gonna look
It's
to
my
your
highest, so.
yeah. So you're gonna look to your wits and investigation, and then you're gonna put the whatever number of dots it is,
Okay.
and
So
then
for wits and investigation, they're both 4.
so that'll be a dice pool 8, and then
Okay.
your hunger is 1, and then to succeed you need 2 successes, and then after that you roll, and then see if it's success.
So I
if it-
put that in the difficulty then.
correct. Yep.
Okay. Cool. 3 successes.
Okay, you're good. So and then Zelda, how much did you get?
3.
3. Okay, so you all succeed essentially. So as you look over this folder, you see it's pretty easy. You're used to the sheriff's like process at this point. So it makes it easier for you to decipher information that's prominent. You see the address. It's on the other side of town. It is going to take you probably like 20-30 minutes to get over there, but it's nothing too bad. It is a Friday night, so traffic's going to be a little bit heavy, but that's the least of your sort of worries. And you see this name, Melissa Hart, and you don't quite know much information. If you'd like to, you can do a wits and politics to see if you understand who she is in the territory, if you want to. But she,
I would like to.
sure, go for it. She essentially explains to you that all I need you to do is go to her door, knock on it, and give her this in person. She has to get it in person. I spent a lot of money on it, so it needs to be hand delivered.
The
And-
3 successes.
3. Okay, good. And with 3 successes, you know that Melissa Hart is a Toreador. Now, she's not a politician by any means within the Court of Phoenix, but she is pretty popular. She has a lot of renown. And at the vampire parties, aka the Elysiums, you know that she's always surrounded by her peers. She used to be a jazz club singer when she was immortal, and she was going to be like a star, but unfortunately she got an embrace and had to leave that mortal life behind to live her unlife. But she is wickedly talented, and she's beloved by a lot of people in the territory. Not a politician, but has a lot of pull within politics, and also has made a lot of enemies at the same time. So whether you have engaged with her is up to you. If you have points in status, then you probably have had more of a chance to sort of meet her and engage. Yeah. So perfect. Any questions for the sheriff while you're in her presence?
Why does it take 4 of us to do this job?
You're like, well, 4 of you messed up, so on your every mission, the 4 of you need to show up and do your duties. So I'm going to give this to the 4 of you just to ensure that no matter what happens, you will be able to complete this mission. Because I don't know if I can trust one of you. So you could all handle it, hold it at the same time, be in the same vehicle, whatever you want to do, ride in separate vehicles. I don't mind. Just make sure you get it to her. If you fail in this, it's going to be all of your heads. So if that's even more convincing that you need to all work together, do that. But whatever it is, just get it to her and you're done. Once I get confirmation that she's received it, then you're off the hook and you're good to go.
Blue, this is a puffball task. We should just do this.
Yeah, let's just get it over with.
That's the spirit. As she goes, all right, so you kids be great. Don't breach the masquerade. And just to pause really quick, breaching the masquerade means that you let mortals know that you are a vampire. So that is a no-no for the Camarilla and just vampire society in general. So she tells you, just don't breach the masquerade, don't cause a scene. All you got to do is deliver this package, and that's it. Super easy, super chill. You should have the rest of the night to do whatever you'd like to. And I was like, you good?
Yeah, super easy. Got it.
That's a spirit. I like your channel, by the way. I watched some of your videos. They were good.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
And, amazing. So, with that, any last question before you leave? All right, cool. You leave this facility. As you walk out, you see that the other deputies are kind of doing their thing. They are just talking about different tasks, missions, territory disputes, all that sort of stuff. And you exit, heading back to the first floor where there's a bunch of mortals and doing your thing. As you get through here, you find yourself in the parking lot. Could you please tell me what vehicles you drive? And would you like to carpool together, or would you like to drive in your separate vehicles?
There is no way Liz is not driving. If people want to come with her, great. But she is driving. Liz has a dark blue Nissan 350Z. It doesn't like look like a lot, but if you know, you know. This is a good drifting car, and she tends to use that gratuitously for no reason other than she can for a lot of the time. But it's also one of her great skills at work with all her stunt driving stuff on sets. So she calls it practice. She just does it because it's fun.
Amazing. And then Zelda, what do you drive?
I am driving a replica of the Scooby Doo Mystery Machine van. It
Naturally.
is outfitted so that it has armor just in case things go bad,
Mhm.
some Wi-Fi because, well, even though the internet is frowned upon, this won't really stop him from doing stuff because he at least has scanners and it's always going to be under the auspice of, oh, I'm just monitoring just in case there are any hunters, and he just makes sure that the router itself has something like child protective services so no one will ever look at it. And so he's going to drive his own van.
Sure.
I feel like important question. Do you ever let Liz drive your van?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, then she is definitely, whether you were happy about it or not, definitely pushed having modifications to lower the back suspension just a little bit so she could drift that thing if she needed to. If we end up in
Just
a
in
bad
case.
spot, just to make sure we're covered, because she doesn't want to roll the van.
Oh, I think Lincoln is just clueless about what it is. You just said it needs its modification and goes, okay, I'll just pay for it. It's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then Vera.
I will be driving my all black motorcycle.
Amazing. That's so good.
Yeah.
You like to live life on the edge because if you have a
I
vision,
do.
then it's just like amazing.
Hey, I get places fast.
True, very true. And Blue.
Blue doesn't want to talk about it. Blue drives a Toyota Camry. It's what Blue can afford, and it is what gets Blue where he needs to go.
There you go. Yeah, that works. Yeah. So, sure enough, you get to this parking lot. Do you want to talk about anything before you head out?
Lincoln just says to Blue, you need. I know you have all these high status clients. You need a better car. Dude, you need a better car.
This is dependable. It gets me where I need to go.
I know, but if you're trying to attract high-end clients, they're gonna look at your car. It's a real thing. I will help. Okay, I will help you after this shop for a car. Okay, how's
Okay.
that?
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, this is
I want to come.
embarrassing,
Can I come
dude.
help? I want to help. I want to help test drive.
See, get Liz to also test drive your stuff because
We
like
got
she
this.
did that with my van.
And it's great now. This thing, we'll get you taken care of. We'll get it. That's how we'll celebrate when it's done.
Yeah,
This-
we'll keep in touch. We'll just make sure that we'll keep in touch by getting you the new ride, new sweet ride.
This is suspiciously starting to sound like friendship.
No, it's
No.
definitely not that. No,
No,
absolutely
no,
not.
not at all.
People at
Okay.
this point know we're associated in some way, so you do reflect on us whether we like continue to hang out or not. So this really is a benefit for everyone.
You also got to think
Okay.
about your career. We know you're going high-end PR. You need a high-end car, just like real estate. You know, you can't have someone sell $1 million properties in a Toyota Camry. It's like it doesn't work.
No, you're right. You're right, Lincoln. And when you're right, you're right.
It's amazing. So, a really quick game thing for you, Vera. On your sheet, I'll explain your abilities just in case you need help with them. So, for aspects, you have heightened senses. That means that you can amplify one of your senses, like immensely, essentially. But you need to choose which sense, and if you want to do multiple. Granted, if you increase your hearing and a car backfires, that's going to give you a penalty for the scene because it's overwhelming to you. So that's the only drawback to increasing a bunch of senses.
Okay.
Premonition are visions of the future. Dominate is cloud memory, so that means that if someone sees something you don't want them to see, if they're immortal, you can wipe their memory for the last minute or few. That way it helps you out. And obfuscate are the abilities of going into invisible, essentially. So unseen passage means that you get to walk around without anyone seeing you. Granted, video cameras can still catch you, but they're going to be on footage later. And then you have Mask of 1,000 Faces, which allows you to change your face at a whim, I believe. To observers, you can appear as a nondescript stranger, someone expected to be present within the area. So, and then there's Cloak of Shadows, which as long as you're standing still, you can go invisible, no problem. And yeah, so you can go invisible, and you're a detective, so you get to get all the information. And then for yours, Liz, let me go ahead and go to.
I feel like I'm pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay,
I feel like I'm pretty set.
I'll explain them really quick just to make sure. So for potence, you have prowess. That means that you could add extra strength to your sort of dice pool. Lethal body means every time you hit really hard and can kill easily. Soaring leap means you get to like a Superman sort of like jump. Cat's grace means you get to land with Cat's grace. So use it as a combo of soaring leap and Cat's grace allows you to jump really hard and fast, and then you get to land wherever you'd like to with Cat's grace. And then fleetness is you get to go wicked fast, abnormally fast, whatever you want to do. And then presence is you get to make everyone filled with dread. If they're mortal, they can't even resist. They have to do it unless they know what you are and to expect that you're going to do something to their mind. And yeah, so that's just a little bit of an explanation for you guys, just so that you know what you have access to. But it's going to be super chill. It's going to drop off a package, and we're going to end the stream after that because you've achieved victory, so no problem. So
Totally great.
Yeah. So at this point, anything else before you head out to the east side of sort of Arizona, going to a place called Mesa, where this apparent VIP is at?
So are we all going together? Like, Vera, I know you like your motorcycle. Are you gonna ride that? Like, are we? 4 cars feels like a lot of unnecessary.
Yeah, I'll go with you, Liz.
Sure, that's it. You can hold the package.
There we go.
There we go. That's perfect. Yeah, because Liz is definitely like, she took that. She's like, I'm holding this. People aren't gonna fuck with me.
Amazing.
I'll follow with my motorcycle. It's
Sure.
fine.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna follow in my mystery machine because it's a mystery machine.
That works. It draws more people to you. People were taking selfies with it, selfies with you, all that sort of stuff. So it's great. You get on the road, heading out, seeing all of this, and for Liz and Blue, you guys are in the car together. Blue, you're holding this package in your hands. Do you want to attempt to figure out what it is, or do you kind of just like leave it be?
Oh, I think everyday curiosity does kind of take over. Not gonna like open it up, but definitely feel the weight in my hands, maybe shake it a little.
Sure. Go ahead and do a wits investigation if you want to like tinker with it a little bit to see if you can identify what it is. You need 3 successes to exactly identify, or not exactly, but like approximately identify, and then
2
Cash.
successes.
2. Okay. So with 2 successes, you recognize that it's a small sort of lightweight object. Maybe it's like jewelry. You hear a bit of like jingle jangle and all that kind of stuff in it. And it has some weight to it, so it definitely has a little bit of density. But there seems to be a singular item in it, and yeah. So
As you're kind of like shaking it to like check it out, I was like, that better not be a fucking cat.
it's just like yeah. So in this time, you make your way across town. It takes you 20, 30 minutes, but ultimately you do find this like Stillwater apartments or condos. Area, a huge complex where they have tons of like upscale sort of living spaces and all that, and you know that she lives on floor 5 of this facility, so we've got to go up to 515. As you get into this building, or get to this building essentially, you see that there is a lobby and there's a security guard behind a desk kind of just going about their life, on their phone, going on TikToks and everything like that, and just kind of like leisurely doing their thing. You see that there are people that end up like way as you park quite a bit of distance to the actual front doors. There are people that are entering in a code and then they enter in and go inside as it closes behind them and kind of locks as you realize you're going to need a code, you're going to need a key card. On the documents that you have, it doesn't have either of those sort of things. So you got to figure out a way to get in here.
I will say when we pull into the parking lot, as soon as I like step out of the car and see there's other people, I will. I don't want people looking at me, so I'm gonna kick on Daunt for the rest of this.
Sure.
Uh,
They immediately part. They're walking towards you with their dog, going back to the apartment, and they immediately turn around to do another loop. That way, they don't have to go near you. And perfect, yeah. These two doubled glass doors are before you. How would you like to try to get through them?
Is there anyone else around?
Yeah, there are. They're not in the immediate vicinity, but they are in the distance, talking on their cell phones, chatting with people in the parking lot, wishing them well as they go by. And you see that the security guard is behind a desk, directly sort of like on the back wall, facing these doors, so he can see you. And then he does end up like going back to his sort of phone as he just goes about his business.
I look to Liz and I'm like, Liz, do you have any other boxes or packages in your car?
Probably. I probably got a kit from the last shoot I was on. Yeah, sure.
Got it.
Rummage through the trunk and just grab something like
Sure,
dump
you find it.
you know.
Yeah.
Got it. And what Blue does is he takes the package that they've been tasked to carry, takes the extra packages that Liz has so his arms are full, and then he goes up to where the security guard is, turns on awe.
Yeah.
Kind of taps on the door a little bit with his hand and is kind of like, hey, it's me. I need to get in. I'm sorry, I don't have my key pass with me. Can you just buzz me through? I'm going to drop everything.
Sure. Go ahead and do your charisma and persuasion, and then add your presence dice to it. You need 2 successes for this.
A lot of dice. If I don't get this, that'd be real
You melt his
sad.
brain with your presence as just like
5 successes.
okay. With 5 successes, that's overwhelming. So as you do this, he looks to you and goes like, "Oh yeah!" As he hits a button and the doors open for you guys and everything goes like, "Do you need help with that? Like, I am so sorry.
Oof.
I was just taking like a small leisurely break. Like, please."
No, it's okay. It's you can go back to your TikTok. You should look up my friend Liz here, stunt driver, great content. Totally watch it. Seriously, you should check her out. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Your presence is still activated, so like, absolutely. What is your social media handle? Like, what is your
Insert words that Jen didn't come up with here.
you put like Liz or something like that.
There we
And
go.
then-
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
sure enough, they follow you immediately. You find it all on there. They subscribe to your Patreon, subscribe to you on Twitch, and all that kind of stuff. And then and yeah. So at this point,
I look at Liz and I go, by the way, it's never too early to start thinking about PR.
That's no, I'm not your kind of client. I think we all know that, but I appreciate the advice.
Okay. I'll be around.
and Vera, as you guys are entering into this place, you watch as the tile floor of the lobby transitions to the same carpet that you saw in your vision. And the numbers that you saw on these sort of different doors was 500, 501, 503, all that sort of stuff that was kind of like, going. So whatever happened in your vision, you know it's going to happen on the VIP sort of floor and her room. Yeah.
Guys, I would just like to inform all of you about my premonition from earlier. Yeah, we're in the middle of that right now on this floor. So, what's about to happen? Some yelling, some glass throwing. Just get ready.
All
Got
right.
it.
Liz
I'm a
kind
little-
of like straightens up and like is like ready to go.
Amazing.
Just prepared. Get prepared, just in case something happens. There's
Yeah,
a lot
is
of
it out? Is it out here in the hall or just in one
no
of these rooms?
in one of the rooms.
For
right?
clarification,
That's what we were saying.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So for clarification, you were on floor 1 and you need to get to floor 5. On floor 5, that's where the premonition took place.
Yeah.
So once you get to the elevator and head up, that's when you'll,
Yeah. So similar carpet walls and style doors. So yeah. Okay. just thought I'd let you guys know before we got to the 5th floor about what's gonna happen.
Up. Yeah.
And do you double time, or do you just kind of like casually go like whatever, Vera, as you guys go like anyways, as you just.
We've heard Vera before, so we
Yes.
know to take this seriously.
Yeah, so you know that Vera has a 60% like success rate with the visions. The future isn't always solid; it can change, and that sometimes messes with the sort of visions and how they take place. But more often than not, they are correct in their sort of visions, and they do help out.
All right, so are we on team try to get there before? Like, are we on team try to interrupt this?
Team with purpose.
I mean, our main goal is to deliver the package, right? So hopefully, these people don't just interrupt the thing unless. Wait a minute. Is one of the women Melissa Hart?
So for you, Vera, you saw that the door was 515 that you saw in your vision that you were in front of when you heard the source of this commotion. So it is Melissa Hart's condo, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. It could be. I mean, I didn't see the faces yet, so I can't. Just because it's her room, I can't guarantee it's going to be her specifically, but it could be. My premonition doesn't go that far.
But you at least confirmed the room, and
I
that's
confirmed the room, 515.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the
Mhm.
room.
That's
Yeah.
important. All right.
So just get ready.
All right.
Let's
Cool.
go. I moved to, instead of taking the elevator, I go to the stairwell because I'm like, I will be faster than the elevator.
Sure. You just like soaring leap all the way up the.
Yeah, it's like I get to the part where, like, you know, this, I imagine the stairwell is like a little bit of switchback where there is like the gap kind of in between, and I just kind of like stand in the middle of it. I was like, and just
Get on, Vera, as you just immediately, So, one way or another, whether it's the elevator or the stairwell, you end up getting there. If you would like to get there faster, you can do a dexterity athletics to run.
oh yeah, for sure. Do I want to? See, dexterity, athletics. Okay, so dexterity. There's athletics. Okay, great. And if I wanna get shenanigansy.
And you could do soaring leap, but that is a masquerade breach if anyone sees you, or even CCTV.
Imagine it's the stairwell. No one's in the stairwell. No, the night is young. I'll hold for now.
Sure. And again, to help you out as your storyteller, you could always vouch that you could go outside of the building and try to get to her balcony doing soaring leap in Cat's Grace. And that
I feel like that's a bigger risk of people
right, exactly.
seeing
Yeah,
me.
yeah. It is nighttime. It's like 10:30 p.m. right now, let's say.
Let's see. We said dexterity and athletics. Okay,
Correct.
so that's
Anyone
6.
would like to rush. If not, then
Oh yeah,
take the elevator, no problem.
I'm super rushing. All right, so let's get all these other dice out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of you is my hunger dice. All right.
Mhm.
All right.
And you look for 6 or above, and then let me know what you got on your hunger dice.
10. So the hunger, I got a regular success.
Mhm.
And then I got, so 1 there, 2, 3. I had got 4 total successes.
Okay. Did you get 2 10s in your dice pool?
I did not.
Okay, that's fine. So with 4 successes, you succeed in this. As you go up the stairwell, you hustle. As you immediately are able to sort of get up there, maybe even with Cat's Grace, just to like parkour your way sort of up these sort of staircases even faster. And you make it to 515. As you get to 515, just like a few minutes before your companions, what you hear are some raised voices, and some of the raised voices that you hear is one woman talking to another, and they're saying like Melissa, you owe me millions. Like you how do you think that like I'm gonna respond to this? Like you owe me a ton of money. I've spent a lot of time being nice, trying to just let this go and everything like that, and I'm at my wit's end. I can't be responsible if something happens to you at this point because you've burned so many bridges. And she's like, who's gonna do anything to me? The prince and the court, they love me. I have so many hands and so many pies. If anyone tries to take me out, it'll be the final death for them, like before the sun even rises the next day. And it gets a little bit more intense, as the scene escalates, and they go like, you think you can do just whatever you want, they're like, don't you? And they're like, don't touch me, like, what are you gonna do, kill me? As immediately they start to like, you hear moved furniture, crashing glass.
As soon as I hear "don't touch me," I'm gonna knock on the door. I don't care that I was like, I know my other people are coming. This is fine. I want them to know there is someone else here.
Sure. As the elevator opens up, you guys get out, and you see your companion like knocking, pounding on the door, and everything. The moment you do so, it goes quiet in there, and you hear this woman kind of like say like, "What is that? Your assassin here to kill me?" And then she's like, "Don't forget what I said, and be careful because I'm trying to be amicable and take care of this. But if something happens to you, it's not my fault." And she goes, "All right, good to see you, Diana." As sure enough, the door opens, and you see this woman, very beautiful, also very well dressed and everything. Looks extremely frustrated. Doesn't She takes a look at you? You're not sure if you recognize her. If you'd like to, you can do a wits and politics to be able to understand who she is.
Sure, why not? We got 3 wits. I have 3 wits. I have no politics.
Sure, 3 dice.
Cool.
You're like, I'm kind of face blind, as you just kind of.
So question, I know fame is for like regular people knowing who we are.
Correct.
Status is within the
vampires knowing.
vampire.
Yeah.
So I have 2 in status. I don't know if that impacts how this gets.
That means that people know you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh. I got one success.
Okay. So keep in mind that in Vampire the Masquerade, there are a couple of mechanics to help you out when you don't get what you want for dice pools. Now, granted, this is a simple roll. You can let it go. It's just going to determine whether or not your party gets a TPK or not later on. So it's like no big deal.
Perfect.
But,
Great.
So in Vampire the Masquerade, you can go ahead and do a willpower reroll, which means that if you roll your dice and you only get like so many successes, you can go ahead and re-roll 3 non-hunger dice, but your willpower will go down for the evening. When you wake up, that's when your willpower will go back to full. And your willpower is that defense that you have against mental sort of abilities and certain social combat situations. So
I'm just gonna let the one. Just gonna let the one success ride for this.
Yeah, and then if your dice pool is so small that it's not worth it, then it's not worth it. And the other thing is that you can rouse the blood. So if you need more dice in your dice pool, you can do a rouse check, which means that you determine whether you get hungrier or not, and you get 2 extra dice in your dice pool for whatever singular roll that you're going to do. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. So if anyone wants extra dice for an important roll or re-rolls, you could do that. So moving on, she moves past you. You don't recognize her at all. Very beautiful, stunning. You're not going to forget that face for a while. And she immediately heads over to the elevator. As the elevator doors open, she's walking into the one right next to you. You only get her for just a glimpse. And as you walk out, you immediately see your companion there in front of this sort of door. You see the door is open. And you see this woman, again, striking, who you've seen Miss Hart, a few times and everything like that. Outstandingly sort of beautiful in a dress that is also like a sort of a cocktail dress. Her condo is extremely lavish and, showcasing her wealth in every corner. Lavish rugs and big paintings, vases, all that sort of stuff. And she goes like, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Do you want to fight me as well?" As she's kind of looks to you as she pours herself a glass of blood wine.
I have a present for you.
And
Delivery from the prince.
Perfect. And sheriff.
Sheriff. Excuse me, sheriff.
Yeah. So
I thought it was via the prince. Yeah, I thought it was like sheriff handed it, but okay.
Yeah. So as you go ahead and all meet up, Blue, you're right behind, Liz, with this package and all that kind of stuff, and empty boxes that you also have. So sure enough, she goes, "Oh, you're serious?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Please come in. Come in." As she, opens the door for you guys, allowing you in. For some of you, this might be the most amount of like luxury and, like even a singular like spoon would pay for your entire like rent for a year, for some of the places that you kind of live and everything. And she closes the door behind you guys, goes like, "Are you guys thirsty? Would you like wine?" As she goes ahead and pours you all glasses of sort of blood wine. Even from this distance, the smell of it is so strong and so potent that it's like of a high quality type of blood. Now, keep in mind that for all of you, unless you have something specific, you can drink blood from different sources, but Ventru can only drink a certain type of blood. Do you have a choice in mind for that? If not, then I'm going to say people with credit scores of 750 or above.
So, my rarefied tastes are based on people in the subculture.
Mhm.
And so when I say subculture, just like someone who's on the fringes. And so I'm assuming that uh, Melissa Hart is not. So I'm going to politely decline.
Sure, that's totally fine. And yeah, so she hands you all sort of like blood wine. Do you drink or do you leave it be?
It's rude not to accept a host's offer.
I take it, and I'm holding it like I intend to drink, but I'm just over the course of this conversation not actually going to drink. I'm just doing like, the casually like hold it here thing. So it's like it's close enough to my face. It's like, oh, maybe I took a quick sip when you weren't looking.
Yeah.
You don't know. I'm specifically not drinking, and I'm specifically staying like after like we get in and the door closes, I'm staying next to the door.
Perfect. Okay, good.
I'm just like leaned against the wall, hanging out.
Amazing. And at this point, she goes, well, I appreciate all of you, like, sort of being here. It takes 4 people to deliver this package, huh? As she, takes out her, like, pinky nail and then just begins to slice the packaging open and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, I'm so sorry for that display that you witnessed. Unfortunately, and over the course of these, like, decades that I've been, in my unlife, I've made quite a few friends and also a lot of enemies. And some of those enemies, admittedly, are upset with me, frustrated, vexed with me for one reason or another. Am I at fault? Who can say? As she goes ahead and opens her sort of package. Any questions or anything you'd like to do here?
I think I'll take a sip of the blood wine
It's some of the best.
that she offered.
Yeah, it's some of the best blood wine you've ever tasted in your entire life. If and how the game goes, if you accumulate hunger, you can drink blood in order to reduce it by like 1 and all that kind of stuff. You guys are all at 1 hunger, so you guys are fine, at this point because it's a minimum unless you kill someone while drinking on them and everything. Any questions for her and anything you like to do before she continues?
Yeah, I think I'd be like, Melissa, I'm a huge fan of you from your singing days when you were a singer. And if you ever decide to go back, I would love to represent you.
And go to do a charisma and persuasion roll. If you want to use awe, you can try to use awe.
Yes, I will.
And she's not a Toreador elder, but she is older than you guys.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, 4 successes. She considers it as her eyebrow raises and goes, I have had the hardest time getting, PR agencies to sort of work with me and finding good people. So, like, do you have a card? Do you have anything that I can check out?
Do I have a card? Of course I have a card. Immediately just pulls out this like embossed full on, not spending money on his car, spending money on his cards.
Yeah, everything else, yeah. It's like, ooh, nice fonts. This is gilded sort of like text. This is great. So yeah, that's great. So she opens a package. As she opens this package up, you can see that it is like a gilded sort of golden tiara with various gemstones sort of in it. And there's a note here that says like to my favorite sort of princess and all that kind of stuff. And she like giggles at this and goes like, oh, that's Sheriff, as she looks and goes, can you imagine a Toreador and a Nosferatu being best friends? But it works. We're like the best of sort of hanging out all the time and doing everything. It's wonderful and delightful, who you get to actually, be friends with in this unlife. Are you guys friends by any chance?
It's a strong word. We're kind of we're getting to know each other.
Acquaintances.
Treasured
Plus.
Acquaintances.
Plus.
Yes.
Acquaintances plus. I have a question for you, Miss Hart. If you are, as Blue said, celebrated and loved by a lot of people, why are you having trouble getting PR?
It's like, well, some people call me a diva, but that's such a loose term. Who knows what that could mean? I have a certain style and type of brand, and some people that don't fit my brand, I don't tolerate or deal with. So sometimes that can rub people the wrong way and so forth, and it can be like that sometimes. And she looks to you guys and says, well, I'm so sorry that you are only acquaintances. I hope you do have friends, because this unlife will get very lonely if you don't have people close that you can rely on and sort of trust and all that kind of stuff. But I guess I'll try it on and just show you and let me know how it looks. And after that, you guys can go on your sort of like way, I guess, and do what you like to do. And anything else you like to do before something happens?
Question. So I guess you just report back to the sheriff that you got the package, and that's how that works, to make sure that our task is reported in. Just double
Like-
checking.
Oh yes, absolutely. If one of you would like to, you could take a photo of me in it, because I'd love to see what I look like in it, and then just send it off to the sheriff, and that's proof enough.
Got it. And then he takes out he takes out a phone.
Perfect. You do so.
I will. I also take mine out because multiple angles better.
True. They're very true. Yeah. So sure enough, you guys take out your whoever would like to takes out their phone.
I turned my, knowing that Lincoln is taking pictures. I actually turned mine on to video.
Sure. Okay.
I'm
Nice.
fully recording.
Perfect. You do so. As you go ahead and pull this up, and you go ahead and take some photos of it. As you take photos, you begin to notice that all your phones are buzzing at this time with a text message. It is from an unknown number, and it says, "This is a trap. You need to get out. You don't have time. You need to go right now." And at this time, she goes like, "How does it look on me?" And all of you black out. I need you to do a willpower 5 check.
Sorry, did you a willpower what check?
Five. So you need
Five.
5
Oh, I
successes.
heard a willpower vibe check.
Oh,
I was like,
vibe
there's a
check, yeah.
vibe skill?
Very World of Darkness vibe check. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just let you know, you're supposed to fail this one, so that's why there's five successes
Oh, I was
needed.
like,
3.
why?
Yeah.
oh good.
Okay.
And
2 successes with one of them being a 10.
okay, so 2 successes, and you said 3 for Blue, and then Vera.
You said for Will, right?
Willpower, yeah. So if you don't know where your willpower is on your sheet, which I think should be at the bottom of your first sheet.
Yeah, bottom middle.
Bottom middle.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. I see it there. Okay. The 4. Okay.
4.
Under
Yep.
willpower.
So you got 4 dice you can roll. So it'll be, you need difficulty is 5, 4, and then
5.
hunger. I guess hunger doesn't matter because
Hunger is just
Does hunger not matter?
it doesn't matter here. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And then Liz, what'd you get?
I got 2.
2. Okay.
I got 3
Okay.
successes.
Perfect. The story goes on as is. It'd be very awkward if one of you succeeded because you'd be like looking at your paintings all like passed out. So, great, super casual. You guys wake up in the mystery van, covered in blood, and in Liz's hand is the actual golden tiara. You're uncertain of what happens. What would you guys like to do?
What the fuck?
First thing, if we're covered in blood, I want to double check, like, blood, wine, blood. Like, what? It's like, did
Sure.
drinks just get thrown? We passed out. Did we just spill on ourselves, or is this like real bad?
What's an investigation?
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Okay. And your hunger, great. All right, I'm getting there. That is 1 success, and oh no, that's my hunger die. No, it's just 1 success.
What's this? Sure.
It's 1 success.
Okay, yeah. So for 1 success, what you recognize is that you are in a parking lot that you don't recognize.
Oh, it's not even the apartment complex parking lot. It is somewhere else. Oh, good.
You find that your knuckles are like busted. They're split open from punching something with excessive amounts of force. You find that there is blood all over you guys. You don't. It doesn't smell like blood wine. It smells like legitimate vitae, which is vampire blood, essentially.
So yeah.
And in your hands, Liz, is this sort of like bent, and one of the gemstones is sort of missing. Tiara that she was, Melissa Hart was sort of wearing. Would anyone else like to do wits and investigation at all?
Yes. Let's see. What's
You're like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So, with your 3 successes, what you find is that 2 hours have passed from when you guys got there. You have the photo in your video, or sorry, you have the photo in your camera. You have the video sort of in your. Oh, sorry, you don't even have your phone, Liz. Your phone is just like not there.
No, not my phone.
You all checked. Buzzing is on your, so like your phone is vibrating immensely as you go ahead and pull out your phone, and you recognize you have a ton of messages. One of which there's 2. One from the unknown number, another one is from the sheriff, and the sheriff goes like, "Hey, it's been a while. You guys should have gotten there by now. How's everything going?" And then it goes like, "Hey, just checking in. Are you guys good? Like, you didn't go AWOL on me, right?" And then after that, it goes like, "Hey, seriously, I need you to like, check in with me now. It's been like quite a bit of time." And it goes like, "I'm getting disturbing reports. I need you to check in with me immediately." And no response. As you look to the other sort of thread, you see from this unknown number, it goes like, "It's a trap. You need to run." Like you, and then it keeps saying that and all that kind of stuff. And goes like, "It's not your fault. You need to come to me. I can explain everything." And gives you an address that is about like 45 minutes away, and tells you like, "Don't talk to the sheriff. Don't talk to anyone. Don't trust anyone. Just come straight to me." As the sounds of sirens are sort of going off, there are you're like across the street from the actual condo you recognize. Your cars are still in the parking lot, but you're in this sort of mystery van that's across this sort of way, and it's swarmed. There's police blockades. There's all this sort of stuff that's around here, and you guys are covered in blood, and you're uncertain of what to do, where to go, all that sort of stuff. What is it that you like to say or do at this time?
So whose phone? Since I don't have my fucking phone, whose phone has the unknown
All of you
text
guys.
messages?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Okay. So turn your locations off. Put them in airplane mode. Give me the address.
Done. And I give you the address.
And I will, without getting out of the van, climb up to the front and just casually turn it on. And we're gonna casually drive away until there's no more like. We're far enough away from police activity and like whatever else that when I start driving like I drive, it doesn't raise any flags because we are in a bright mystery machine van.
Yes. So go ahead and do a composure and drive check, because there are police blockades and you're going to have to drive through one of the blockades in order to, not like through, but the police are going to stop you, see you, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, we're gonna be they're not stopping us. Okay, so you said drive and what now?
Drive and composure.
Composure. Where's composure? There we go.
Just be super chill, not suspicious, and
yeah, everything's fine. But yeah, we're not stopped. We're covered in blood. I was like, no. It's like we start driving. I'm like getting up close to one of the police blockades. Like, do you have any like baby wipes or something back there?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Lincoln, would you?
Lincoln would have some sanitary like wipes, because occasionally stuff gets onto the keyboards, so he does actually have those wipes.
Paper
like,
towels,
right.
yeah.
He also has other DJ-ish clothes if we need to change out of them, because
Sure.
whenever you're performing, you need some other clothes, but they're all very Elton Johnny types of clothes. They're very sequined.
We're going
they're
to a gig.
shiny.
Yeah.
So if people need to change, just remember, it's gonna be flashy and it's gonna be designer.
Yeah, it's like I will take off my jacket and like take whatever wipes you've got to try to just clean off my face, and I'll just put some kind of jacket and I will put on the jacket so that way it is covered, like it's backwards on me. Mm-hmm. So that way it is covering as much as, so I'll have to do minimal cleaning things as I'm driving up to this blockade. I got 5 successes.
Yeah, so your driving isn't suspicious, miraculously, with a giant mystery machine van and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so as for game stuff, as your storyteller, you may have to interact with mortals here as you get to the either this police blockade, whether you want to like casually go up there and talk to them or drive through it like a bat out of hell, or whatever way you want to deal with this. However, you do have companions here that may have abilities to warp the mind or to get through situations easier. How would you guys like to handle this situation?
Uh,
Does it look like we're gonna have to stop and talk to this blockade?
From what you can see, every exit is blocked with a police stop checkpoint. Because whatever happened in this condominium, it was bad enough to have.
I look to Liz and I'm like, drive normal, drive like we're going through. I will handle this. And I take one of those wipes and I'm like wiping off my face. I toss it back to to Vera and to Lincoln. I say, clean up as much as you can. And I go, Lincoln, you just finished DJing a gig. Go with my story. And I'm like,
Sure.
whenever you're ready.
and I will sit up front, with Blue,
Mhm.
and just chilling and relaxing.
Perfect. You guys all get up here. Now, Vera, keep in mind, I did give you one premonition for free, but if you'd like to activate another one, it's your choice, but you might get more hungry because of it, or you can do whatever other things you like to do. And you can go in unseen passages and ditch these nerds. As just kidding. So, sure enough, you get to this police checkpoint, and there's a police officer with a flashlight and all that kind of stuff, and goes, "Wow, like this is a nice van." As they kind of like and they kind of shine it to you guys and kind of look, and you definitely can see that almost immediately they can tell that something's weird with you guys, because even though you had like a few minutes to wipe yourself, there's still residue around and all that kind of stuff, smearing on the handle and like all this sort of stuff and everything. So they go like, "I'm gonna need you guys to stop the car, please." And
I pop up with awe activated, and I just go, "What seems to be the trouble, officer?"
they're like, "Well, we're looking for people that have committed a crime, and your
Oh,
vehicle
no.
and all this kind of stuff is very suspicious. So I'm going to need to ask you guys some questions." As,
Okay. I totally, and we will completely comply, because believe me, if something's bad happening out there, we want to. But we just finished up a gig. We got the DJ Lincoln Zelda with us right here, right now. He's my client, and we have to get ready to go ahead to the after party. So anything we can do to hurry this along.
And Lincoln looks at the police officer, just raises his shades and is like, "Yeah, just got out of a DJ set. But will you let us through, please?" And uses compel.
Sure. It is a free ability. You go ahead and have eye contact with them, and your words ring in their head to let you go and everything. And immediately, just like a stormtrooper, it just goes like, "These aren't the vampires I'm looking for," as they just allow you guys to sort of pass without issue. As you do so, hold on, let me see. Let me roll. We'll just be. Nope, only one success. Their companion, their other police officer that's kind of answering questions to the public as they're trying to all gathering around this sort of blockade and all that kind of stuff. They don't have time to look at your van, and they don't notice the smears of blood that's sort of on it or the other sort of weird things about your sort of van, and you drive off into the sort of night. As you're on the road, getting further away from this sort of location, what would you guys like to say to one another or do at this time?
Lincoln says, "Good going, Blue."
Yeah, nicely done, nicely done.
Yeah, you're not too bad yourself.
Hey, Lincoln,
no.
pictures? The pictures from the get anything?
So he looks at his phone. Do I have my picture still on my phone, on my smartphone?
You do, yeah.
He flashes it, and it's like, "Well, we got our stuff done, so I guess we just have to get back to the sheriff, I guess, and we'll be done." I don't know.
Yeah. I got a bad feeling about that one. This is kind of an awkward number of people to have a vote, so hopefully we don't evenly split it. Hey, team, who's on team talk to go to the sheriff and be like, "Here's pictures, we did our thing, we don't know what happened after that." And who's on team go to the mystery address and hope that's better?
And
I think. Oh, I
Uh,
think before we do that, let me just check about anything about the unknown number. So I'm going to use my knowledge of technology
Mhm.
to inspect any information I can get about the unknown number.
Sure. Go to do intelligence and technology. And to help you guys out, Vera, being a detective, wits and sort of awareness, wits investigation are some of your strongest points. Would you like to review the photo that you saw previously?
Yeah, we can do that. I was gonna bring up because I know we were driving away, and I know I have heightened senses because I
Uh-huh.
kind of wanted to snoop into hearing the conversation of like the cops of like what happened.
Sure.
But we drove away, so I don't know how far we've driven for us to do
No, that's
that.
fine. Yeah. So with
But
heightened senses, I believe it is free. Let me check really quick. Does oh, actually, let me see. That is Auspex. Auspex. Here we go. Possession, telepathy, permission, share senses, heightened senses. It is free. Okay. So go ahead and do a wits and awareness, and whatever dots you have in Auspex, go ahead and add that to your dice pool as well.
okay, so 4 for wits, and then you said awareness as well. Was that the one
Uh,
you said?
yeah, wits and awareness, and then
Okay,
you're also going to add your Auspex dots
so
to it.
9. Okay.
Nice.
You are the detective, yeah. So,
You said for hunger, is that one we're good? No,
uh,
wits this part of it. So that's difficulty for 2. So that'll stay.
mhm.
All right. And then you said for hunger, do I leave it
Hunger
as
one,
is?
yeah.
1. Okay, perfect. All right. And I'm going to roll 3 successes.
Or
So
you know what? I'm too nice to you guys. I need all of you to do rouse checks. So a rouse check is you're gonna roll a d10, and if you get 5 or below, your hunger goes up by 1. 6 and above, your hunger stays the same.
Uh-oh.
so on here, on the same thing that I have here.
Yeah, Vera, you can roll, proceed forward, and then afterwards you can do your rouse check. So, go to roll and see how many you get, and then afterwards you roll your rouse check to see if you get any hungrier.
Okay, so my dice, I already rolled that one for the 3 successes.
3? Okay. So with 3 successes, you do overhear it. And they're like, did you hear what people saw in there? It's like Jesus, it looks like a massacre. Someone like freaked out in there. I don't know if a bomb went off or what, but like people, like a ton of people died in there. Like this is ridiculous. Like whoever did this was like a maniac. Some people are saying it's multiple people. There's some like video cam footage that's being reviewed right now to see like who exactly like might have done this and taking like time logs and all that kind of stuff. As the voice fades away as you drive further and further away. And then Lincoln, what'd you get?
I got 3 successes, one of them being a 10.
Okay, good. So with 3 successes, and what happens at this time is that you go ahead and you search online for this phone number, and it's hard to find it. You see, it's like a kind of a new phone number. Seems to be like a burner phone number. Whoever is sending this is not sending it from a permanent sort of cell phone or anything like that. It's definitely sending it from use and throw away situation. Doesn't feel good, doesn't bode well, and all the while the sheriff is sending you more text messages, essentially, like one more essentially that's being like, listen, like I like you guys, I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but this is really suspicious. I can't protect you if you guys don't check in with me. Like you need to sort of do this and all that kind of stuff. But you guys also know, being kindred, being covered in blood, and having the tiara that you gave to this woman, all evidence points to you guys being these sort of murderers and all that kind of stuff. And you can't recall what happened. It might not have been your will of doing this, but you may have done this. And if you go back to the sheriff right now, you're pretty sure it might be final death. If there's no other suspects, no other evidence pointing anywhere, you could die this evening. But still, she warns you that like I'm gonna have to like order a blood hunt. I know that the prince is gonna order this immediately if you do not check in with me, as she sends to you guys. And yeah.
I'm about to text, calm down, it's only been 3 hours. And realizes, okay, let's not send that.
Yeah, I see your keyboard. I see the keyboard. I just smack your. I'm like, absolutely not.
You responded to gifs or emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, with nothing that could reveal our location to them at this moment. I'm with you, Liz. I think our best avenue right now is this mysterious text.
Agreed.
Does the address mean anything to me? Is there anything familiar about where we're going, especially
Intelligence
given-
technology or wits and streetwise, whichever you like to do.
Oh.
Wits and streetwise would be pulling upon your knowledge of Arizona in general, and intelligence technology is Googling sort of that area, looking at Google Maps, seeing what you can find with that.
I'd like to wits and streetwise, please.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm witzing and streetwising.
I would like to willpower reroll, please.
Go for it if you like, yeah.
I will
Oh, nice.
intelligence and technology under a private undetectable thing, since that is an option in browsers.
Sure. You're like,
Please.
incognito mode. Here we go.
Incognito mode. Yep, 3 successes.
3. Okay, good. So going technology first, with 3 successes, you locate it to find that it is in an area that is, it looks like it's vacant. Like there's no, it's in development. It looks like there's like not much there. Essentially, there's like, so if anything were to happen there, you'd be away from eyes and ears of mortals. Because it's pretty deep into Gilbert, which is like an southeast side of Arizona. And then Liz, what'd you get for your streetwise? And also, Blue got 3, yeah.
Yep, I also got 3.
Okay, good. So for your guys' streetwise, what you find is that this area is known to not have, like, kind of like beyond the borderlands of the Camarilla sort of territory, where they majorly sort of do this. So this is like a lawless sort of land. You've heard rumors that maybe anarchs are here. There's other people that have been exiled by the Camarilla that are here. You're uncertain, but you know that there is no support, so whatever happens out here happens, and no one's there to sort of save you, which is probably a good thing because of your situation right now. But that is what you get at this time. And Vera, would you like to share the information you heard, or kind of keep it close to your chest?
I'm going to share it just because in the group, we are trying to decide whether or not to speak to the sheriff. And after what I've heard, that's not a good idea, especially when they're going to be reviewing cameras. So I'll fill them in, let them know that it was a bloodbath in there. They're going to be reviewing cameras, and they believe it's a team of people. So I think it's best that we don't talk to the sheriff, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, that was a setup of some kind. It's just unclear who.
And
Until we find out.
now, if you'd like to, there's a couple things you can do here, because there's probably a lot of, and as your storyteller, to some new sort of like VTM players, you are uncertain at this time as to what exactly happened to you. You are a vampire. Your mind is strong. Not many things can make you black out like that. If you'd like to, you could do an intelligence and occult to try to get a number of successes. You need 3 to understand more information about what could actually do that to you. Otherwise, you can go ahead and just simply drive off into the night and go to this location and see what's all's happening. And yeah. And by the way, as I mentioned before in our sort of group chat, in VTM, inventory is kind of like abstract. So it is whatever you feel like your character would have on you. Unfortunately, if you left it in your car, it's in your car. But if you have a handgun, a like knife, whatever it is that you like to have weapon-wise, you can go ahead and have sort of on you person. Yeah.
Liz knows that whatever happened, whatever made them black out, like that's not good, but that's going to be beyond her to figure out. So she's just focusing on driving. And once we kind of get to like the safer outskirts of driving bits, it's like she knows how to drive. So like she's making sure, like you said, it was 40 minutes away. We're getting there in 30. Like
Good. And who is sitting in the front seat? It was Liz for sure, and then who else?
I think
Blue.
I
Okay.
would be.
I need both of you to do a wits and awareness check. As you notice something that's very odd in the back, Vera and Lincoln. Is there anything you like to do at this time, or just kind of Actually, Lincoln, you do find something. Your phone is kind of pinging. As you look on Twitter, you find that there are some posts being like, DJ Lincoln Zelda murderer, as they have a grainy sort of photo from a sort of camera that showcases you entering into a building, and then there's tons of police swarming this sort of like, lobby and all that kind of stuff and everything. And bunch of likes are already on it and retweets and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln looks at this and goes, anyone will just do anything for attention. Just like puts on airplane mode.
Amazing.
It's like this is not new on tabloids.
So good.
I got 2 successes.
2? Okay. You need 2 successes to succeed. And then Liz, what'd you get?
I got 1.
Okay, so 4 hunger dice. The way they impact the game is if they get a 1 or a 10. So if it's a 1 and you fail the roll, that is going to be a bestial failure. If you get 2 10s and one of them is a hunger die, that'll be a messy critical. So from your expression, did you get a 1 on your hunger die?
Yeah.
All right. So you failed this roll and you got a 1 on your hunger die. That means that you get into your brouhaha sort of bane, which is your immense anger and sort of fury, as you are pissed. Like, this is not supposed to be happening. Unfortunately, the wheel probably bends and sort of breaks under your sort of might. As for the rest of the scene, you will be in sort of a frenzy at this point. As you notice, at least Blue, you notice that you guys are being followed. Every time you take a turn, every time you're going one way or another, you're noticing that someone is trailing you. And the faster you go, the faster they keep up. And it's not a coincidence.
I look to Liz and I'm like, I think I need you to control your anger right now because we are being followed.
I'm going to check a side mirror as soon as he says that.
You immediately see that there's someone there. And yeah. So for your frenzy check, you can't think straight. You're seeing red. Any checks that don't involve immense violence is going to have a 2 dice penalty to it. So if you want to try to outdrive them, you can try to do so.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna absolutely do that because also now I'm just like, cool. It's like we're already being followed. Fuck it, and I am going to floor. I'm gonna drive as fast as I feel like I can without rolling the van.
Sure.
Although I guess maybe if I'm not thinking straight, maybe I'm just like drive fast.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to honor the idea that I'm just like, no, let's go.
Amazing. So go to dexterity and drive. And again, if you'd like to, you can rouse the blood to give yourself 2 extra dice in your dice pool. That kind of washes that penalty away for the moment.
My question for you is, so in skills for drive, I actually have high speed written in the thing.
That's a specialty, yes. So that means that you get an extra die in your dice pool whenever you do that specific thing. Yeah. It's almost as if the person who created your sheet knew what was going to happen.
It's wild. My second question is, so I know I had an oopsie on a hunger die. My hunger level is still 2, right? Like that just this persists until cool.
Until you drink for someone.
Okay, great. All right, so we're -2 that. Okay, great. And that should be, so that would normally be 7 dice. So I'm on 5 and 2 of them are hunger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. Okay, we're good. Okay. That is 1 success, 2 success, 3, 4 successes. The hunger die is a 10.
Okay. Is there another 10 in your dice pool?
There is not.
Okay,
so I don't think that matters. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. So with 4 successes, you're able to keep it cool as you know how Liz gets when she gets into a frenzy. She is scary to be around because you've seen her break through walls. You've seen her like kill a person by crushing their skull in, and all that kind of stuff. And now she's furious. Her eyes have gone red. Her fangs are bared, and she floors it. You're unfortunately, DJ Lincoln Zelda, your Mystery Machine is taking a beating right now as the wheel is sort of like bent and so
there's just permanent finger marks in it. Like
exactly, yeah.
Lincoln is just calling from the back. Don't forget, this is not your car.
Amazing. So you floor it, and as you drive hard and fast, it is hard for them to keep up. As you go ahead and like get into your stunt driver sort of situation, and everyone in the back. Why don't I have everyone do a dexterity and athletics check, or strength and athletics check, to try to hold on to something so you don't get like hurt.
See.
So strength
One
or
success.
one success. Okay, yeah. And
All right.
you need 2 in order to succeed. 1. In the background, you're like, ah! And then Vera, it'll be either strength or dexterity, and then athletics.
Okay, so strength or dexterity then. And what did you say? Athletics?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Your strongest stat. Yeah, there.
Dexterity. There we go. That's it. That's all we got. All right.
Amazing.
All right. So 2. Difficulty. Does that change from that?
Difficulty 2, and then hunger 2 if you
Okay.
failed before. Yeah.
Okay. If I failed the what?
If you failed the rouse check previously.
I haven't done. Okay, that I need to do.
Sure. So it'll be hunger 1 then. Until then, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. 1 success.
One
Failure.
success. All right. Cool. You guys are gonna both take. All 3 of you are gonna take 2 superficial damage as you're being like rocked and sort of rolled. DJ equipment is hitting you in the face, and you're like smacking against each other. Your fangs are, digging into one another, and yeah. But sure enough, you were able to drive hard and fast and pace this person that was pursuing you guys. Their headlights fail to keep up, and eventually you're alone as you're driving into a part of town that is mostly abandoned, as you don't, or not even abandoned, just no one's there at all. As you see that there's partially built sort of houses. Some of them are more built than others. There's like frames, and all that kind of stuff. A neighborhood is in development and all that. And the address that it takes you to is at the very end of this sort of build here. And as you get there, you do see a vehicle and you see a woman. As you arrive, you see that your headlights shine on her, and she is the Toreador that you saw before, this Diana that you had seen. And she looks frantic as she's constantly checking her phone, gets up and goes over sort of to you guys. And what does he like to do? Run her over or drive away?
I will turn off the headlights as we get close to her. I'm not flooring it at her, but it's like I don't want it to be so bright that I can't, I don't want to risk glare not being able to see stuff. It's like I feel
Sure.
like I can see fine enough. I'll turn that off, and it's like I'm staying put in the car, and I'm looking at Blue, and I was like, I think you should do the talking.
Yes.
I'm leaving it in gear.
Got
Understood?
it. Understood.
Amazing. So now that you have time to calm down, you're not going to be affected with a frenzy right now. As you have succeeded, you're calm, cool, and as a cucumber, and you can be on lookout. So at a time of your choosing, you do wits and awareness to be able to just see everything around you and make sure no one's approaching. Who gets out of the vehicle and talks to this woman?
I'll do it.
I'll join Blue.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then Vera, what would you like to do?
I'll stay in the van just to
Sure.
keep an eye out on Liz there.
Absolutely.
After her frenzy.
Yeah, so you have heightened senses. So that means that you can increase your eyesight, your hearing, whatever it is that you'd like to do to give yourself an advantage on the skill checks for information sort of gathering.
Gotcha.
Alternatively, because you can go invisible, in many times, you can also get into an advantageous point and then go invisible and then strike when you would like to, or whatever it is that you'd like to do here. Or you can do a premonition. Yeah, that's totally fine as well. And then, so in this time, Blue and Lincoln, you guys get out of this vehicle. You open the side of the mystery machine and pile out. And she's like, is that the thing from Scooby-Doo? As she looks frantic, frazzled, and is so confused.
Yes, it is.
Amazing. And she goes, all right, okay, so I need to get through this, quickly. You guys are in immense danger. You guys probably already know that, as she gestures to some, your pants, your boots, whatever you didn't have a chance to, cover up or anything like that and wipe away. And she goes, Melissa, is she okay? Or did something happen?
We don't know.
And she goes, like I fear the worst for her because she's made a lot of enemies and they're coming to collect essentially. And I knew that tonight something would happen, and I had a feeling that you guys were gonna be involved with it. I was able to get your guys' number to contact you, and I needed you guys to come here to talk to me because you guys are being set up essentially.
All right. So question: if you knew that she was going to be in trouble, why'd you leave?
She explains to you that like I had to do what I had to ensure that like preparation. So I tried to do a Hail Mary to get her to comply and to like play ball, but nothing I could do could convince her. And you guys being there, I didn't have time to explain. And if things are gonna get messy, I can't die because I need to fix this and I need to figure everything out as she paces back and forth. Now, in Vampire the Masquerade, there is an insight check that you can do. It is wits and insight. Insight will allow you to get emotional information. Is she lying, scared, worried, anxious, whatever the case might be. So if you'd like to, you can do that. And then Liz and Vera, I'll need you guys to do a wits and awareness roll as you're, going ahead and scouting out and making sure that nothing is bad. And Vera, if you're going to use your heightened senses, you're going to add your Auspex dice to your roll. And also, actually, Vera, go ahead and roll your rouse check. So that's a 1d10. And yeah, if you get an Ankh or an Ankh with stars, then you're good. If you don't get an Ankh, then you go ahead and your hunger goes up by 1.
So I just put in the dice pool.
Like 1, and then
1,
and then
okay.
0, and then 1. Yeah.
0, 1. Okay. Gotcha. 0 successes.
All right, your hunger goes up by 1. So now
Okay.
every time you do something, it'll be 2 hunger that you have.
2 hunger. Okay.
Yep.
And then you said 2 wits, and then
It'll be wits and awareness, and then you add your Auspex to it as well. Yeah.
okay, so that'll be a 9. Okay.
We got 3 successes on the
Insight.
wits insight. Yeah.
Okay.
2
cool.
successes for insight.
Perfect. So as you look to her, you can tell that she is frazzled. She's frantic. She seems terrified. She's expecting something to happen, but she's not sure. And but she seems genuine in what she's saying, sort of to you guys, and is like someone is pulling these strings. She's made a lot of enemies, and I had wind. I had a premonition that she was going to get hit tonight. Tried to warn her to pay off her debts because it was going to be sort of the end of her. I don't know how much has happened, and I don't even know what I saw in my own vision. But clearly, if you guys are here, covered in her blood, and then something must have gone sort of horribly wrong. And
Wait, this is her blood?
and she goes, I don't know, but it smells like Vitae as she smells, it in the air, and you guys do as well. You can clearly smell this is vampire sort of blood. And Liz and Vera, what did you guys get?
3.
And I got a 6. 6 successes.
6?
Nice.
Oh my god, 6 successes?
Yeah.
So you guys both recognize that here's a little baby, sorry. And then, so you guys both recognize that there are headlights coming. There is a vehicle that's approaching at a rapid pace. It was the one that was following you. And they park their car and turn it off and apparently get out of it, and you're uncertain of what's going to happen. I have to go and put this little guy down for bed, so I'll leave you with this. As you guys are looking out at this, you suddenly see that there's a blur of motion and vampires appear in front of you. As you can tell that they are hounds of the prince. Hounds of the prince mean they are special agents that serve the prince directly. They have immense authority. And they look to you, Liz, as they recognize you. And they go, Liz, long time no see. I don't know what's going on, but it's better that you comply. Otherwise, I have permission to take you guys down. So what do you want to do? As they flex their muscles. And we're going to go on a break right now. And then afterwards come back. You guys will throw hands or whatever you'd like to sort of do. And then I will see you guys soon.
Cool.
Perfect.
How long?
Oh, fantastic. Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, back in 6. Okay.
Yes, I was like, what time is it right now?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back. I am so sorry I messed up my audio channels. You could hear everyone during break. My bad to everyone involved, including our cast. Yes, okay. So going back to everything, Vera and Liz, you see with blinding speed, more than likely using celerity, there are kindred that have appeared from this vehicle that was a while, a ways back and everything, that have suddenly appeared before you. You recognize them as, let me see here really quick. Da-da-da. You find that it is Maxwell and it is Sierra. Two hounds of the sort of prince. They're part of a coterie that serves the prince specifically in whatever sort of they need to do. And Maxwell and Sierra, you know them. If you want to, you do a wits and politics sort of role to understand who they are.
Why not?
Because as vampires, you don't, unless they're Nosferatu, you don't know what clan they are just by looking at them. And knowing each other's clans are crucial to knowing what they can do to you.
My brain totally just like wiped itself for a second. I'm doing wits and what?
Wits and politics.
Politics. Oh, that's
I got 3 successes for that.
Okay, cool. So with 3 successes, you recognize both of them. Being the detective that you are, you definitely know that. And what'd you get, Liz?
Is this a role where hunger counts?
It is, yeah.
Uh-oh. I got an uh-oh.
You got a...
I got 0 successes and an uh-oh.
And a 1 on your... Okay, cool. We love that. We're here for that.
Love
So
that.
in
Love
this
that for
time,
me.
you don't know who they are. Your hunger, your fury kind of carries over from that. And you see that they're right now they're complications. That's what they are to you. That's what their names are to you. For Vera, you know that Maxwell is a Bruja. He was an anarch that ended up coming over here for better gigs, better payment, and all that kind of stuff, and is loyal to the court. Not so much in their ideologies, but more so in their checks. You know, the amount of money that they give and all that kind of stuff. The other one you know is Sierra, who is a Toreador. So the Bruja is brutish, very tough, and everything like that. And Sierra is very quick, very skilled. And Sierra is mainly known for being kind of an assassin for hire. Granted, she's not heartless and all that kind of stuff, and she only does what she needs to people who actually do some pretty bad stuff. And both of them, with your sort of passive insight, seem to be like not wanting to tear your head off immediately. They're like, all right, well, there's a lot of questions. The sheriff demands your presence, and we're gonna need to take you guys in. So you're gonna want to go easily, And Liz, because you got a bestial failure, you're kind of seeing red a bit. And Vera, you're feeling her rage sort of from here. Vera, do you want to say anything, or do you want to just let it be? Or do you disappear tonight?
Hey, listen, I'm not going to abandon.
Yeah.
All right. It might be the easy way out, but we're not going to do that. Okay.
Amazing.
I'm going to check in on Liz and be like, how you doing there, Liz?
It's fine. Everything's fine. Super fine.
You got
great.
this. Be careful. We got this. We can do this. We
I
can
go,
get
it's
through
great. And I start walking towards.
this." And I just put my arm out and like, nope, we're not going to do that.
Go do athletics and strength to try to stop Liz.
Oh, great. My
Otherwise,
butt
it'll
is
be
getting
you, like,
kicked. Oh, no,
yeah.
yeah, it's me. It's like,
Push, yeah.
you remember that person where like they hold the small person and they're like trying to punch? That's
Yep.
me. Because
Yeah,
I only
exactly.
got 1 strength. So here we go.
Amazing.
Is this contested? Am I also rolling?
No, they
Okay.
need to get like 3 successes to do anything to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Which actually you would automatically fail because you only have 1
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
So,
So failure, of course. So,
you try
doesn't
with
work out.
all of your strength and all that kind of stuff, but there is no moving Liz when especially when they get into sort of a mood and everything. And you see that Maxwell kind of goes like, all right, listen.
No, I currently have no weapons in my hand.
Yep.
I'm walking with purpose, and clearly am pissed off. But I am not actively aggressing. Maybe my presence is just aggressive. So
Yeah. You take off your jacket and it's like a Dragon Ball Z jacket where it like weighs 700 pounds. And then meanwhile, Blue and Lincoln, you guys are with Diana as she explains to you frantically that like it's not your fault, you didn't do this. I don't know if she's alive or not. I saw visions that she was going to get harmed tonight, tried to stop her, didn't work. but if you get taken by the sheriff, you're gonna die. Like, I've seen your death. And clearly you guys are heading to that situation. If you go with them, it is a death march. I'm telling you right now. As she whimpers, it goes like, oh my god. As you guys turn and you see that a coterie has arrived. There's 4 vampires, 2 of which have blinked, or not necessarily blinked, but like have appeared very quickly in front of Liz and sort of Vera, and they're talking with sort of like raised voices, not aggressive but with authority. And there's 2 others that are kind of standing sort of by the car, one of which seems to have a shotgun, and they're kind of loading that shotgun in the back, which, as just to let you guys know, guns do affect you, but it's you can heal from them pretty quickly. There's only 3 things that can harm you truly. That's the sunlight, fire, and like having your head ripped off. Those are the 3 ways to get sort of final death. But if you get shot with a gun, it's not the end of the world. You will heal from that. But yeah. So what is it that you guys want to do here?
Real quick, I turn to her and I go, who is after her? Who should we look into? What do we need to investigate?
And she tells you, to be honest with you, I don't know. I need time to investigate any of this stuff. But I need you guys. The only vision that I saw where I find any answers is with you guys. So I need you to live. And like, please do what you have to. Talk to them, buy them off, fight them. But like, you need to come with me, and we need to get out of here as soon as possible. As she tells you.
All right. Get out of here. We will meet up with you. Let us know where you're going to be.
And she looks to you and to them and goes, are you sure you don't need backup? Because I can help. As she's trembling, but she does reach into her purse and pull out a gun. Yeah.
Lincoln looks around and just says, well, if we don't have you, then we're screwed, because you at least have some information. So you need to stay alive so that we can get you later. But you right now is not gonna how do I say this? We need you alive so we can talk to you later. But with this, we need to handle this. You need to get to safety.
Sure.
Yeah.
And she goes, like, all right, I'm going to drive slow and go around the corner, but I'm going to wait. If you need me, just text me or something. As she immediately, again, she's dressed to the nines. So she heads out to her vehicle and goes off and drives hard and fast. And yeah, and leaving you guys, the 4 of you against the 4 of sort of them. And what is it that you guys, and this is an open scene now to all of you. Liz, you're seeing red because you're a bestial failure. You're like in a fury. And Maxwell and Sierra are like, don't do anything stupid. Like, just come with us and just we'll try to get you court. I'm sure they're gonna as they just kind of like don't even know what to say to you.
I get close enough to be in conversational distance.
Sure.
And I go, things got a little weird. We're trying to figure it out. We need a second. We'll get there when we get there, when we have answers. Right now, all we can do is shrug, and no one's going to be happy with that. Get us some time.
So, charisma and persuasion with a -2 dice penalty.
Yeah. Charisma. Oh, good. Okay. You said charisma and persuasion?
Correct. Granted, if you want to do manipulation and intimidation, you could try that as well.
Oh, let's do that one. That'll be slightly better. Can I, as I was walking over here, have turned on Daunt so I
Sure.
can get a bonus to my intimidation?
So any points that you have in presence, you're going to add that to your dice pool.
Okay, great.
And
Where-
the penalty will not apply here because your fury is fueling your intimidation. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Present. There it is. Okay. All right. So, manipulation. Okay, we got that. Oh god. Dice are everywhere. Hua! Okay. That is.
You need 3 successes to succeed.
I have to math. I got 2 10s. So
that is 4.
And then a
Yeah.
regular. So I got 5 successes, and one of my 10s is my hunger die.
Okay, so that's a messy critical.
So I'm all over the fucking place.
Yeah. So you you succeed, but you also fail at the same time. So,
Beautiful.
so what happens is you say that, but your fangs are dropped, your eyes are red, your muscle mass is fluctuating, as you're like, we're dealing with it. Give me some time, as you're turning bestial. You know, there is this aspect of you guys as vampires called the beast, and it calls to you to not be humane and nice and like, you know, play by the rules. You just want to be a predator and a feral sort of like monster essentially, and that is calling to you at this time. And as you are already in a frenzy and already doing this, you make a very hostile sort of gesture, you know, as your claws and everything like that are just like out and everything. And you see them, and you hear Sierra be like, all right, enough of this. We're going to take him down, as she immediately sort of takes out a dagger, her stiletto dagger, as she always sort of has. And Blue, you look like you want to desperately say something?
Can I have, during this moment, have run up and
Absolutely.
been like,
if you guys want to close the distance and get with your group, you can try to do so.
yeah, and to be like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
And then for charisma persuasion, if you'd like to, you're gonna need 4 successes to get this.
Okay. I'm gonna activate awe.
Uh-huh.
And I have a specialty in fast talk.
Yeah, you could get a die.
And then my presence. Okay. So I'm like, you don't want to do that. There are lots of factors going on right here that you don't understand. I'm not saying that you're not intelligent. You are intelligent. What I am saying is, however, is that there are certain people who can figure out what is going on. Those certain people are us four. If you eliminate us four, no one knows anything. The sheriff is unhappy, which makes you extra unhappy. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a crit, 8.
Sure. Okay. So, with that, what happens is that you guys, you're talking fast. You know, you're getting in between Liz and you're getting in between sort of like Maxwell is like taking off their jacket and all that kind of stuff, realizing that this might actually get into a brawl, and then Sierra is like taking out their daggers to be able to help to sort of deal with this. And as they look to you and you're talking to them and they're looking to each other, it kind of like, you know, they think about your guys' reputation, and it's like, all right, you guys have like been goody two shoes up until this point. I don't know what's going on, but like, what happened? You're clearly covered in blood. As they gesture to the van and the gesture.
I go, exactly. What happened? Think about it. We were so close. We were so close. Why now? Would we mess that all up? That doesn't make any sense, right? Aren't you just kind of dying to know and figure out what's going to happen? Because I can tell you for a fact that we are. So you let us do our thing. You give us hours. We're not asking for long. You give us hours. We will get this figured out. Everything will be hunky-dory. You get your paycheck, and we get forgiven for the stupid cat thing.
And from the distance, you hear, well, look what the cat dragged in, as it is Malcolm. Many words can be used to describe this man, but you like to use arch nemesis, rival, Lincoln, as Malcolm is a dreaded person in the Ventrue that is your opposite, essentially. And it goes like, I don't know, guys. Think about it. Like, if we do anything else but bring them in, what's going to happen to us? The prince is not going to look favorably. What kind of hounds are we if we don't do what she says? We need to take him in. And I'd be so happy to be the one to take Lincoln in. As
I bet you do. Listen, Malcolm, keep in mind that we have long unlives, so you need to allow us time to just have this handled out. Don't you think that maybe you can indebt the prince, who is, you know, our people's, to you if you can be smarter than the prince and figure this out, as I know that we can do?
charisma persuasion.
All right.
Perfect. And then Vera, what is it that you'd like to do in this scene?
Good question. Honestly, as far as social wise, it looks like I'm not too bad with charisma and manipulation.
Mhm.
So I might want to do something there. if allowed to. Obviously, I'm not really. I'm still learning all this.
Sure, yeah. You could always do a wits and awareness to be able to like,
Wits and awareness.
yeah, see what everyone's doing here, because you know what
Okay.
three people are doing, because two are in front of you, one is approaching, but that fourth one, you're uncertain of what that fourth one.
Okay. Perfect. So that's 8, and then 2, 2, 3 successes.
Okay, so with three successes, you recognize that previously you saw someone, or I guess like someone else saw someone, but Malcolm has the shotgun that's in their hand, gilded, by the way, and it says Malcolm on the side, and
Of course.
and in the
I've known
very
Malcolm for 10 seconds and I hate him.
yeah, right, exactly. It's like I want to give him the final death. As in the very back of the vehicle, you see this other individual. It seems to be a Nosferatu, and they are taking out a like what appears to, or they're putting together what appears to be a sniper rifle. And as they do so, they're taking aim at you guys, and you definitely can see that there is like a red dot that is appearing on some of your companions' clothing that they can't quite perceive themselves. Anything you'd like to say or do in this time? And yeah.
Ooh. So for my disciplines,
Mhm.
okay. I know we had a conversation about some of these here. Crap. Ooh. Do I know specifically who's closest to me that's happening? That has that
Yeah, it would
sniper
probably
aiming at?
be Liz. Yeah,
Liz?
because
Alright,
Liz seems the
so-
most threatening out of all of you, and they're looking to take her down immediately. Yeah.
Are any of my disciplines, am I able to help mask Liz and like get Liz out of the way, or is it only myself that can do that?
Only yourself. So if you wanted
Okay.
to go invisible and try to go up to that person to disarm
Okay.
them or to do anything like that, you can try to do that.
Okay, you
Yeah.
know what? Let's do that. We're gonna do that. Mhm.
Sure.
Okay.
So go to roll a rouse check to activate this ability. So 1d10,
1. Okay.
and you need a success. You don't get any more hungry. Failure, your hunger goes up by 1.
Okay. So I leave it 1, 2, 2.
You'll leave it 1 0
1, 0.
1. Yeah. 1 0 1. Yeah.
Okay. Roll 1 success.
Okay, you're good. So your hunger will stay the same. You go invisible, and you're able to head over there. That's all of your turn, as you don't have celerity. So you like make your way over to them
Okay.
as they're taking aim. But you know for a fact, and you can whisper to your group, but anything more than a whisper, and you come visible. And if the moment you interact with something, that's when you also come visible as well.
Okay.
So do you want to
Gotcha.
offer a warning before you head out?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna whisper warning. There's a sniper, and that's it. And I'm a.
Sure.
Dude,
And
I'm
like,
out.
Like Vera does, she's invisible at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You're like the 4 of us, and you look like the 3 of us. As
Bye.
yeah. So classic Vera, and so sure enough, and then going back to Lincoln.
Yes, so I rolled 3 successes.
Okay, so with 3 successes, you talk back, sort of to them, and they go like, "Listen, this is a lot of talk, and it could be done in the presence of the court, the Phoenix, maybe even the sun. Who knows?" As they go like, "All I know is that I'm given a task and I complete it. Unlike you guys." As he's gonna point the gun at you. Liz, I'm gonna need you to make a willpower check, a willpower 3 to see if you can hold your hand, because you're pretty furious right now.
Yeah.
So
So I'm just rolling just willpower, so it's just that number. Are there hunger dice involved
nope,
in that
no
one?
hunger dice, and you
Okay.
cannot re-roll these ones.
Oh, good. All right. Hey, no, we're not using you. You've been mean. All right. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. That is 4 successes.
Okay, you can choose. Do you throw hands or do you keep yourself in check?
Oh, no,
And-
that's not. I'm throwing hands.
Okay, that works. So immediately.
I've been told there is a sniper. Someone is already pointing a gun at me, and this what's her name is pulling daggers. No, they've made it clear we're not talking.
That
so
works. Immediately, you're already like vampiric, the most vampiric you can go. Maxwell, who is your counter essentially, not your guest or your counter, but a fellow Bruja, also removes their jacket, is ready to throw hands with you, but is not
Okay.
prepared for the fury that you unleash as you go. Yeah, the jacket's literally coming off. As
we're going.
so, go ahead and do whatever you'd like to. So I recommend doing strength and brawl, because that is your like just throwing hands ability. If you want to activate prowess, then you're going to do a rouse check. to get, and that will allow you to get any points and potence into your dice pool as well for any time you attack.
Let's just do all the things. This is my first time playing this game. Use all the stuff. Gotta try it all out. Okay, so rouse check is just D10.
1d10, and then 6 and above, your hunger stays the same. 5 and below, your hunger goes up by 1.
Mark that as another hunger.
So special things happen when your hunger goes to 4 and 5. So
okay, I'm at 3.
3. Yep.
This is fine.
So,
okay. So I'm doing.
So your strength, brawl, and potence at this point.
Strength 4, brawl 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you need to be a hunger, and you need to be a hunger. And potence. Oh, I'm rolling. This is so satisfying. This is 4, 8, 11. This is 12. This is 12.
Nice.
Wow. All right. So let's start separating things out. That success, failure, success, 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 success. I have 8 successes.
All right, they got 4 successes. They were not prepared. They are strong and they are fortuitous, but they were not ready to meet your actual fury. As you have creative control. What do you want to do here? You're not going to kill them, but you deal heavy damage to them.
I think I go to rush him and I drop my shoulder so I get him in the gut so I can get him up off his feet and flip him back over and bring like a sharp elbow down like into the middle of his rib cage to crack it.
Sure.
As we go to the ground.
You absolutely feel the bones shatter and crack as there's a dent in sort of his chest as you hit him with such force that he like spits up sort of vitae, and Sierra immediately drops down to an actual sort of thing. So who here has celerity? Other than Liz. Yeah. No? Okay. So then we'll go to... So Sierra will then go, and she's going to look to you, Blue, as she immediately goes to, like, dash towards you, and go ahead and roll what you want to.
Well, can I tell you what it was I would like to do, and it was going to be with Sierra?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. The minute I see Liz go bruiser mode, I know that I've got to like try. And so with Sierra, I want to like.
This is some ministry bullshit, isn't it?
It's some ministry bullshit. Yes. I'm going to take my sunglasses down and go, hey, and activate Eyes of the Serpent to hold her in place.
Sure. What does she have to roll?
She has to roll Wit's Composure.
Ooh, not her best.
Versus my charisma presence. Plus, I want to rouse the blood for this.
All right. She got a crit, so that's 4 successes, but only 4 successes. That's it.
I succeed on the rouse check to rouse the blood.
Mm-hmm.
So then charisma, presence. Let's see. Please. I got 4 successes.
4? Okay. So it is your turn. Oh, no, actually, it's her turn. So if you'd like to go ahead and do a willpower reroll, you can try to get 1 more success.
I will.
And for everyone's knowledge, in combat, there's a joint activation, but if it's your turn, there's a tie, you get the success goes to you, essentially. So
I actually got 2 more successes, so that brings me up to 6.
6? Okay, good. So, and the difference between the successes matter. So if they got 1 and you got 5, you're dealing a lot of damage. If you get both 3 and 4, you're dealing slight damage, and so on and so forth. So with this, you go ahead and hold her in place. She's about to lunge sort of for you as you meet her eyes, and your gaze stops her as she stops, completely frozen. And it goes to Lincoln, and you see Malcolm there be like, oh my god, we're actually fighting, as he's fumbling to get his gun and try to aim it sort of towards you.
Lincoln goes over to Malcolm, kind of just holds his hand in the reassuring pose and says, I need you to be a clan of kings right now and lead everyone out of here to make sure there's no bloodshed, and I will use mesmerize.
Sure.
I will which is which requires one rouse check. But can I do another rouse check to increase the number of dice I'm rolling?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so I'll have
So
to do.
one rouse to activate your ability, another rouse to add 2 extra dice to your dice pool. So
All right,
that
so
works.
roll. Oh, I failed that, so I'm hungrier, and I get really hungry. I failed
Amazing.
both.
I'm
All
sure
right.
there's a Capri Sun somewhere nearby in the
Oh,
form
yeah.
of a
It-
someone walking
that
a dog.
that Capri Sun could be Malcolm if I fail.
There you go.
So let's see what I get.
I will tell you right now, they got 1 success. So even though they are a Ventru, they're a Craigslist Ventru, apparently.
Oh, Craigslist Venture, I love it. All right, I have 3 successes. One of them being a 10.
Okay. You go ahead and look into their eyes and you cast Mesmerize. What do you want to tell them to do?
I need you to lead your group out of here to prevent bloodshed. Leave us alone, and give us time to handle this.
Sure. Immediately, he calls out to everyone, being like, "We need to back off. Like we should just let them go, and we'll figure it out." As Sierra's frozen, and Maxwell is furious at this point. The 2 Brujas are like 2 gorillas fighting, like essentially. So, meanwhile, going to Vera, you have snuck all the way to the sniper, and looking and being like, "All right, time to take these guys down." As they're aiming their gun over to trying to get to Liz, but can't quite do it. So they're looking to Blue, who is actually standing, looking into the eyes of Sierra. What is it that you like to do?
Well, definitely take out the sniper from doing that. Just as far as strength goes, I don't have it, so I'm thinking about which way to do it.
Sure. Do you have any
best.
points in firearms?
I do too.
Okay, so if you want to do dexterity firearms, you can pull out a
Yeah,
handgun.
that's 4. Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can pull out a handgun and then just fire. So because you're using this coming out of sort of your obfuscate, it's like a sneak attack. So I'll give you 2 extra dice to your dice pool for this, because you're catching them unaware.
Okay. So I put 4 plus the additional 2.
Yep, so 6 total.
Okay.
And then you have 3 hunger or 2 hunger?
2 hunger, I
2
believe.
hunger.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And then difficulty is.
Uh,
I don't think I have.
Difficulty is going to be 1 because
1,
they got
okay.
1 success. Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, rolling. Success, 1 success.
So you got 1 success?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So in this time, you get 1 success. It's your turn, so you succeed here. As they have their sniper, they're aiming it, and they're about to pull the trigger on Blue when they notice out of the corner of their eye that something is there, and they look to you to try to like 360 no scope you, but you're just a hair faster as you go ahead and like pop them, with this handgun. It's it's enough to throw them sort of off course, and their fire just goes, their shot goes amiss, and you're able to injure them. It's a single bullet, that goes into their sort of shoulder, so if anything, it just like hindered them at this point. But you're able to save your companion, at least at this time. So going to them, Maxwell is going to look to Liz and is going to try to just like get them off and throw them around. They're going to do their own rouse check, get hungrier. And so what's going to happen is that, Liz, you can do a reaction. So if you want to, you can do your strength and brawl again to try to, and your prowess as well. And then they are going to activate their prowess as well. And they got 6 successes. Oh my god. So I think you said 12 was your dice pool last time, so just roll 12. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 success, 2 success, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
7 successes.
All right.
Yes.
They ended up getting 6. So you win. So they end up trying to like get from under you, and they try to pick you up and sort of like German suplex you sort of to the ground and everything, but you're able to reverse it and just like throw them to the ground even more as you hear more bones sort of crack underneath it. Sierra is unable to move at this time, and Maxwell is like still mesmerized, telling everyone to like, just abandon this. We got to get, out of here. It's not worth it. Meanwhile, Vera, this sniper wielding Nosferatu drops his sniper, and then he goes to just straight up punch you in the face. So go ahead and if you like to, you can use your dexterity firearms to go ahead and fire on him again.
Okay.
And he's gonna go ahead and throw hands with you. As he's like, detective, we meet again. As
All right. So the 4, got it. Okay.
and he got 3 successes. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. What'd you say right there?
So you're gonna do your dexterity
The 4?
firearms.
Okay,
and,
so both is 4.
difficulty 3.
Oh, difficulty 3. So 4 and then 2 and then 3. Okay. Roll 3 successes.
Okay, so it is his turn, so that means that he would win at this point. But if you want to, you can do a willpower reroll, which means you're going to reduce your willpower by 1, and you can reroll up to 3 non-hunger dice. So you had 2 hunger and then 2 normal. So does it showcase which ones were normal and what the result was? And red should be your hunger dice, and black should be your normal.
Okay, so the red one is we're looking at the pictures, right? Like,
Yeah.
what are the successes? Okay, so the red one is the 1 dagger with the dot,
Mhm.
and then the black's the 2 daggers.
Okay, and then
And then I do the willpower reroll though, right? I have to
yeah, so
click
you can
that?
do willpower
Okay.
reroll. Yeah.
Just kidding, I hadn't done that yet. So
Okay.
the reroll is under the black daggers. So okay.
Mhm.
Select up to 3. Okay, so I have to select them. Just kidding. I select both.
Only the one that failed. So if there's a blank one,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because they were both blank, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, you did both of them are fine. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing this.
No,
wrong.
you're good. Yeah, it's confusing at first, but then after
Yeah,
like a little bit,
I'm
yeah,
like-
then yeah.
Okay, so when I re-rolled it, it looks like 3 successes.
Okay.
So.
So perfect. So you end up getting enough to push yourself over at this point. And they end up trying to like smack you sort of like with their hand. There's a lot of force here as you feel the air just like coming at you hard and fast. It seems like they are strong, but you are quicker as you take out your gun and you fire it off into their face. One goes into their eye, the other one goes into their throat, and all that kind of stuff. And then at this point, you can see that it stops them just enough as they like freak out a bit and they're uncertain of how to handle this. And listening to Maxwell say to back off, they're starting to believe that might be the actual course of action to go with. Malcolm begins to sort of tell you guys, like, all right, listen, if you guys stop what you're doing, we'll let you go. Just can we agree to that? Like, we'll say that you guys got away, we tried, we failed, and it is what it is. As he's trying to make a deal.
Just give us some time.
And he looks to you and he goes like, I mean, we can, but there's going to be other hounds that are going to search for you. So all we can say is that we failed to get you. I can't get you anything more than that. As he looks to you.
Lincoln immediately looks at Malcolm and is like, Malcolm, don't use the word fail. You didn't fail. It is an ongoing search. That is all it is. An investigation only fails when there is no more options. Time is giving you an option. Do not call yourself a fail.
So you look, you're still under the mesmerize and everything. He's under the mesmerize.
Mhm.
And he listens to you and then takes note of that. And you see that, like, and Liz, what do you do at this point?
I'm not letting Maxwell up, but I am not causing further. I'm holding and
Like
I'm
pinning
waiting.
him?
Yes, I was like, I'm pinning him for the moment to see what everybody else is gonna do. Because I don't want, like, I want to kill him, but I don't want to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm gonna feel bad about it later or whatever. So I'm holding, and if they're gonna actually back off, I will release the pressure and let them leave. But if somebody makes the move,
Mhm.
it's all bets are off, and this is ending.
Perfect. So, yeah, and what do you guys do? You call out to your companions to let them know that you've reached an agreement, you're gonna part ways, or do you not say anything and let it go on?
I think I keep my eye contact with Sierra, but like kind of turn to get the van behind me so I
Yeah.
can start backing up towards the van, but the entire time I'm just like,
They're like, I'm gonna let you go, but when I let you go, please don't kill me. As
Yeah.
yeah.
and according to the rulebook, she
Uh-huh.
can talk, so she's just
sorry.
she can't move. So yeah, I think I would say that. I would be like, I'm gonna let you go, but when I do, don't come after me, okay?
You see her gritting her teeth, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go for now, but I'm not gonna forget this. Like, no one messes with my mind. As she's crying tears of blood, as like the pressure that you're putting on her mind is immense. And sure enough, and then does everyone agree to back off?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yep.
With that, Malcolm will call out to everyone to be like, all right, everyone stop. And even Maxwell, like, is trying to get a grip on you, but then, like, realize what they're saying and then just kind of, like, lets it go. And the moment you release any sort of pressure on him, he scrambles to sort of get away. There is fury in his eyes, but he's smart enough to know that you're his better. Like, if he gets into a fight with you, he's gonna lose. His ribs are already cracked and pressed in to his sort of body, and they lost this encounter with you guys. And they go like, you can run all you want, but you can't hide for long. Just know that. So whatever it is you guys are doing, figure it out, because the next group might not be as nice. As they back off and they get to their sort of vehicle. What they do from that point, you're uncertain. If they pull out their phones, do anything like that, but you need to get out of here immediately. And
Before Lincoln takes off, Lincoln does that whole respectful nod that you do to a bro that did good to Malcolm, just so that they acknowledge each other, and he making sure that Malcolm is leading them off because he's a Ventru. He needs to lead them off.
amazing. And then perfect. So any last things you guys want to do with this group before you guys clamber into the mystery machine and then ride off into the night?
I pick up my jacket from the ground and I walk back to where Blue is, and I just kind of like clap him on the shoulder. I was like, that was fucked up. Good job. And just then I get in the van.
Meanwhile, on the other side, oh, sorry, go on.
No, yeah, and you see Blue just sort of like adjust his blazer and put his glasses back up and was like, yeah, that was fucked up.
Meanwhile,
Lincoln
Malcolm's
just laughs a little bit because everyone just looks so cool, and I'm like, I am so turned on right now. We gotta go.
amazing.
Yeah. I'll just make my way back and I need a drink, guys.
Yeah, you disappear
do
and
I.
reappear in
I
the
need
van.
a drink.
I also need a drink. You know what? I need a drink.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
let's
need to
not.
find people.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not.
Should
Yeah, where's our friend? Where the fuck did she go?
you get
she is going to reach out to us. We need to meet up with her. But do we think driving around in a replica of the mystery machine from the popular children's cartoon Scooby-Doo is the brightest idea in the world right now?
No, let's change into another car. It's fine.
I take your pick, and I'm just gonna gesture at the lack of any other vehicle.
the partial builds of the houses, yeah. So, meanwhile, on the other side, Malcolm is like, I thought you guys were strong. And they're like they got the jump on us. We didn't know. As they get to their vehicle and then begin to just drive the
We
other
got
way.
the jump on them. They showed up. But
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Amazing. So, in this time, you do get a text message with the location. If you'd like to, you could do an intelligence technology to figure out where exactly this is. But it's not that far. It's maybe about 20 minutes away, maybe 15 minutes away. 10 with Liz's driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start going towards that address. If somebody else wants to tell me, actually, that's a bad idea because it's XYZ location, but I'm just like, we don't have another choice. and I want to start heading that way, but I want to keep an eye out for groups of vehicles that look unattended that we could maybe resolve our mystery machine problem.
I will do the technology check.
Sure. You need one
See what
success.
got. Let's see. 3 successes. One of them being just a regular die out of 10.
Okay, so you know that it's a Whataburger location, and as you get over there, you find it's a simple, restaurant and all that good stuff. You have no idea why you're supposed to be here. The parking lot is moderately filled and everything. If anyone wants to do a wits and streetwise, you can try to see if there's anything like unique about this location, from rumors or things you've heard from other kindred within society.
2 successes.
Okay, you know this is a speakeasy. It's actually a blood bar in the basement. You order the number 13, and sure enough, they give you access to the actual basement where you can get to this sort of blood bar. So for anyone that doesn't know, a blood bar is a place where humans are actually hired to be fed upon consensually. So that way they can accommodate any vampires looking for a bite, without having to go and get it, out into the wild and all that.
I let everybody know that.
Ah, thank fuck.
Amazing. You pull into this parking lot, and people gawk at the mystery machine. And sure enough, I mean, there are cars within this parking lot as well that maybe you could take your pick at them. Across the street, there is also a dealership as well that you can see, and then various other sort of locations. But this is a part of town that is less populated, you can tell. Sure enough, you get into this sort of Whataburger and unsure of what's going to happen next. And I think what we'll do here is we'll end our session. That way you guys can have some time to figure out exactly how you want to handle talking to this contact, what's going to happen here, and all that kind of stuff. But at least you will be able to fuel up on sort of blood and maybe get a new car in the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room and have everyone tell us who you are and what you're up to next. So we're going to go in opposite order, and we're going to go with Ryan Omega.
Hi, I'm Ryan Omega. You can find me on X or Twitter under Ryan OMGA. Everywhere else is just Ryan Omega. Other things that I am working on. I guess this might be an early announcement, but I just signed on to a team known as Hunters Entertainment.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
Working project management with them, and I'm so thrilled and excited to be part of that team, especially since I get to work with a bunch of friends. Otherwise, I'll be flying out next week to Dallas to MC an event. So find me here, find me there, find me everywhere, and find me back here next week.
Nice.
So close, but so far.
I know. Three of you will be in Texas. That's so funny. Yeah. Amazing. So, and then Burke, and then going over to Chance.
Hi, I'm Benji. You can find me on all the socials at Chance47. And coming up, you can catch me doing some stuff with Lost Caravan. We have a cult adventure that's going to be coming to YouTube soon that should be spooky and exciting. And I will be here next week.
Perfect. And then going over to Nightshade Grim.
I'm Nightshade Grim. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter. And as far as what's next for me, not much. You'll probably see, probably
Comp Valorant streams and
probably some more comp Valorant because that's my usual. But yeah, I'll be here next week as well. So
perfect. And then the Low Zelda.
I'm Jen. I am the _Low Zelda on all of the socials, including Twitch and stuff. I do stream on occasion over there, but we are taking a break this week because AGDQ is running. So you should support that because I think the winter event supports the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So very good charity event, very entertaining. So no streams from me, but normally I stream. And then my other big things is I'm working on a super secret. I don't know how secret it is. I don't know how open you've been about the thing you're doing, D'Angelo, but I'm working on spreadsheets to help D'Angelo.
Oh, for Celestial Masquerade. Yeah, for the
okay, yes, this is common
DJRPG.
knowledge.
Yeah.
So working on that, and then prepping for my next dice update my dice restock at the end of the month. So starting to post all the pictures of the pretty shiny math rocks that are going to be coming. And I may or may not have designed masters for some hunger dice. So I might start
So
making
VTM. Oh, I
hunger
would buy those so
dice.
fast. Oh my
So
god.
we'll see. It's going to be a little while because it's a process to get there. But I was
Yep.
like, kind of feel like I got to do this now.
Right? Oh my god. Well, my name is D'Angelo Murillo. Thank you guys so much for being here and checking out our vampire story. There is many more spicy drama, novella-esque shenanigans to happen within these next couple sessions. Please follow me everywhere on social media at @_D'Angelo. A lot of other things. This is a series called Mandatory Fun Time. So there will be 3 sessions of mini campaigns. And so this one is Vampire the Masquerade. The next one is Emerald Templars, and then Hunter the Reckoning, and then playtesting Celestial Masquerade. So a lot of good content coming here on Saturdays. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.